streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be? Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Full Velocity Racing Network Afternoon Edition here, your source for eSport Racing Live. Here in charge here with the Blade, well, I should say the Eichstadt Wraps 300, brought to you part by BladeNote.com. But before we get to the racing action, we're going to sit down trackside for the playing of our national anthem. And welcome back. Thank you for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem. That video was provided to us by James Grace, everything on there. That's who's joining me in the booth here today. So it's going to be interesting to call a race alongside of James Grace. Again, James making his first appearance here on Full Velocity Racing Network. And he was a little bit nervous, but I think we'll be able to get him through it. James, welcome to Full Velocity Racing Network.
Hey, Todd. Thanks for having me today, man. I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a good-looking event, 200 laps at Charlotte, one of my more favorite asphalt tracks, definitely, and we're running trucks, which is always a good show.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic show. 200 laps will be the distance here. Got to first thank our sponsors here of the evening. Got to thank Hanover Record Service. Give them a call at 1-304-664-3848. If you're down in the West Virginia area, need a tow, get a hold of Hanover Record Service. Also, got to thank iRacingIFlag.com. Really want to be a step above the competition? Head on over there and ask them how to be a step above that competition. iRacingIFlag.com. Jeff Brown and the gang do a fantastic job over there. Also got to thank Brian and Kathy Voiles of Voiles Trucking. TCM Custom Designs and Engraving. That's a good big shout out to Tim Cummings coming aboard here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also, of course, got to thank BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Use the promo code BLADE10 and get 10% off your purchase. Also got to thank Scott Bargloff and www.southtxspeedway.com. Power Motorsports for the quick time. CDR-racing.net. And Trash Panda Graphics, our sponsors here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Getting ready to rock and roll here this evening, or I should say this evening, early hours here, I should say late afternoon, coming up into the evening here, and just a tad bit. 200 laps will be the distance to Charlotte. Again, a night race here, so that ought to make things interesting, to say the least, as we're getting ready to lock and load here down on the track, trying to get everything set on my end. As these guys are loaded down here in the front of the speedway here, sideways, just in front of the crowd, their way of saluting the crowd. But our starting lineup is going to start off like this. Starting on the pole.
Starting on the pole, we have James Howard. Running second, we got Matt Kingsbury. In row number 2, we got E.J. Jones and Boyd Howing.
Trying to get through the lineup here. Some difficulties. I have something completely different than you, James. Yeah, the live grid we're trying to get through here. Completely wrong right now, so not sure what's going on here. Can't even do the live grid here. We'll try to fly through as fast as we can of this starting lineup, because I don't have it here in front of me. So we're kind of flying by the seat of the pants. Like you said, James Howard, Matthew Kingsbury. That should be your front row. E.J. Jones and Boyd Hogan, then Eric Eichstadt and Derek Debris. Then you got David Blackburn, Chris Miller, Samuel Perry, Eric Esseray, Jim Revis, Andrew Navarro. Then you got Ashton Riggle. Then you got Michael Bennett, James Conner, Cody Slackendecker. Then you got Nate Lanomi. There's a lot of names in here. Mario Celo, Alan Westman, Mike Ard. Then you got Kyle Van Story. You got Josh Peacock and Trevor Shivers. Those guys, there's still other guys joining the server, so just watching to see what's going on here. Not sure why our live widgets did not work here for the starting lineup. Normally having that right at our heels, and it was completely different than what the actual lineup was. As the very first iRacing flag, green flag comes out, the number 2 of James Howard, and they got the 21 machine. Those guys, the front row down, and already diving off into turn number 1.
Looking back through the field, we've got some pretty good racing starting out. We've already gone 3 wide in a couple rows. Looks like this could be a good race. There's a lot of action-packed racing. And
yeah, leading the first lap here, flashing by some different camera angles. Not used to this either. Usually dirt announcers, the first Hanover Record Service yellow flag coming out. James Howard leads the very first lap in that number 2 machine, 21 of Matthew Kingsbury for 2. So we're going to take a quick look at this with a BladeNode.com instant replay again. Looks like the 01 machine maybe got into the number 99 is what I'm hearing from race control. Oh, there is no maybe about that one. As Jack showed it up here on the screen. We're watching him. I'm watching him down here on the back straightaway, coming down into turn number 3. Nate getting into the 99, and that's the 99, I guess, loose and out of shape, and some more contact. And yep, the wall gobbled him up over there. Yep, stuck into the wall for the number 99 machine.
yeah, man, that's really unfortunate. They went in, looked like he checked up a little bit. He just got that tail, caught him loose, and all around they went. Guy
not in the server, not sure what happened there. Josh Peacock, I know he made a interesting truck. It was really nice. Got to see that. He was saying that he made a mistake there in the user's boxes. He said he didn't download the spotter pack 5 minutes before qualifying, so not having a spotter, did have a spotter pack, not able to make the show here tonight, or I should say this evening. But it's a tough break for Josh Peacock. I know he worked really hard at practice and had a fast piece there. But now it's James Howard, Kingsbury. Oh, and you got EJ Jones, who was really strong in the dirt side of things. Got to see him quite a bit here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Then he disappeared and went to the asphalt side, which sometimes I call that the dark side here of Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm not a huge asphalt fan or an announcer for that matter. So, again, we're trying it here today. A lot of these guys out of their normal realm, a lot of these guys actually dirt racers, but it's fantastic to see something different out of the Full Velocity Racing Network. So taking a look and looking at the sights and sounds around Charlotte as the lights are extinguished on the iRacing.com. It looks like a Ford Mustang out there. I think that's what it is. I'm used to saying Chevy Silverado, but the truck not out there. They parked that. That's for dirt racing only. And you got the pace car out there in front of the trucks. And again, it is James Howard and Matthew Kingsbury. Boyd is running in that third spot, the number 51 machine. Then you've got EJ Jones, Derek Debris aboard the 117, Chris Miller, Eric Eichstadt. You got another Eric right there directly behind him. It's actually went down. It's actually Andrew Navarro in the number 15 machine in 8th. You got Michael Bennett rounding out your top 10. David Blackburn, another guy that races on the dirt side of things, giving the asphalt a shot here. As Team DWR in full swing here this evening, as you call them here on the dirt side of things. Even the good old Jim Revis out there having a grand old time. All right. So James Gray's here with me here this evening, and we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. So I'll make sure I call James in here. New to the booth, so he don't want to step on any toes. I can understand that because I've been there a time or two, especially with Phil. Phil likes to go off in his rambling tangents and different things that are going on. As we're getting ready to go back to iRacing, iFlag, Green Flag here, as they set a slow pace here. iRacing, iFlag, Green Flag in the air, and look at James Howard with the whale of a start. The 51 also dives to the bottom. And they're having a fantastic race, diving down off into turn number 1, James.
Yeah, man, they're doing great. Looks like they're about ready to start heading in single file, going back through the field. Haven't really seen any 3 wide, but they are definitely battling out back in the 8, 9. Top 10, definitely, putting on a good show.
Yeah, they're definitely putting on a good show. A lot of these guys, like I said, James, dirt racers, so the transition sometimes, if you've been racing on the dirt quite a bit to go to the asphalt, you can learn a lot of different things. You can save the car. They say they save the truck for that matter on an asphalt side with these machines. Comparing that to dirt, it got definitely different between apples to oranges. But again, asphalt side of things, you can take some things that you learn from there, go to dirt, but you can take more things. Kind of, I think, being a dirt racer to the asphalt side of things. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I mean, I've come back and forth. I run a couple asphalt races every month, but you definitely take a little bit more from the dirt when you come to the asphalt than you do the asphalt going to the dirt. Your throttle control definitely makes a huge difference on the asphalt because you can break it way looser, way faster.
It's definitely a different feel here, and especially the longer laps. You got 200 laps versus dirt racing is a quick 40 or 50 lap sprint. Sometimes you have 100 lap sprints if you could do that with some of the cars, but you're not going to see a 200 lap race unless you're going to a big show up here in the Northeast, or I guess you have some 200 lappers around some of the other parts. But again, James Howard right now leading. Last time by ran a 29.061. That's a little bit off compared to what he qualified at 28.974. So again, these guys, you're going to start seeing them come off, and you're going to start seeing them fade here The tires will wear out. The dirt track, at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Woo! I was just at the dirt track in Charlotte the other night, so that track is actually located not too far from this track.
Yeah, it's definitely cool going from the dirt track here at Charlotte, where I was running last night, to come over and watch these guys run on asphalt tonight. I'm back here checking out the battle on the top 10 for 9th and 10th right now, and these guys have been banging on each other for about 2-3 laps, so it's pretty interesting back here. We got one spinning out too.
As it looks like Blackberg around is Jack sitting here in the ears, and now, man, he's been up pretty good there. BladeNo.com, I sponsor on that number 16 machine. Let's take a look at what happened here. Yeah, I'll buy a selfie. Oh. Yeah, disastrous wall contact for the number 16 machine as he's just up the track and just could not save it there. Around it goes and goes through the spin cycle. A lot of damage to the rear end of that machine.
Yeah, that was definitely unfortunate. It looked like on my end there might have been just a hair of net code, but to hit the wall like that, that's always a game killer right there.
Definitely. Got to thank BladeNo.com for coming aboard the sponsor. Also, Eichstadt Wraps, the sponsor here. But I know Sam Perry putting up $50 in iRacing credits to the race winner here of this 200-lap race. Sam, definitely a nice guy that comes in, and our team speak quite a bit. Been a great sponsor for us at BladeNo.com. Him and Vlad teamed up to get on board here with the Full Velocity Racing Network. Now able to do something nice at Reps 300 presented by BladeNo.com. So again, it's great to come over here and do something different that we're not used to. You can tell that we're kind of out of our realm, especially being on dirt track versus now. A lot of these guys come down onto pit road to get some services. I guess there was another wreck under the yellow flag. Black conditions, I can't see him. And Sam Perry seems to be involved in that one. I'm going to take a look here to see what happened to poor old Sam Perry. As he takes a look, I should say Jack took a look. I didn't get a chance to take a look. Oh, the number 9 of Chris Miller. Something happened to Chris Miller. Chris Miller, I don't know, was slowing down, got into the grass, come back up the track here, and went into the corner, and just looks like he just goes to the wall, and the back end breaks out on that number 9 machine. Another guy that has run a lot of laps on the dirt side of things, Chris Miller, and then just couldn't save it down on the apron, hits the wall, and then he comes back down the track in front of Sam Perry. 91, unfortunately, Sam Perry having nowhere to go. The BladeNo.com number 91 machine is, man, he's had 2 broadcasted races, and he's had 2 races where he's just not able to be, I guess, towards the front of the field because of nasty wrecks that happened in front of him.
Yeah, I went back and I was checking that out, and I'd kind of be surprised if the admins don't go back and give him a good talking to for reckless driving on that one.
Yeah, definitely something that you don't normally see. You get loose, and then he could have hit the brakes. There's a lot of different things that he could have done to not make contact with other drivers. I know he's probably trying to get it back going again. But that is the difference between asphalt and dirt racing, for that matter, is some different techniques that you use to hold the brakes to not go down. And there's a lot more banking at a lot of these tracks than some of the asphalt tracks, or some of the dirt tracks, I should say. That's it right now.
Yeah, that is for sure. The banking on these tracks, it's crazy. You get up on the top and you can almost come to a stop and just slide down the hill because of how steep they are.
So again, we're on lap 13 of 200. Lights are still on atop the iRacing.com Mustang as they're going down the back straightaway. We're going to hopefully see those get extinguished and get some green flag laps in here. As like I said, 13 laps of 200. So 187 laps to go of this race. So I know these guys want to get it going, want to get it locked in. It looks like Sam Perry might be able to make it back out. Those guys going back and forth. Looks like Josh Peacock finally getting out there to 61 as he was stuck inside the hauler. There, his sponsor or his spotter didn't even show up, so had to go get a spotter pack, and he had to wait. So he had to wait for his spotter to come, and finally the spotter shows up late, as always for the 61 machine. Drunk and late. Yep, drunk and late. So the 61, 12 laps down here now. So the field is starting to double up here at Charlotte. They're down here in 1 and 2. So lights are extinguished atop that iRacing.com Mustang. So your race leader has been James Howard so far the whole time. 13 laps led here of 200. As they're coming on lap 14 to complete, so he should be able to lead lap 14. Boyd is running in that second spot in the number 51 machine. Then you got Matt Kingsbury in third. Fourth is EJ Jones and Eric Essery in the number 37 running fifth. Sixth is Derek Debris. Eric Eichstadt running seventh. Andrew Navarro in the 15 running in that eighth spot. Nate in the 01 running ninth. And Jim Revis, the number 14 machine, he is running 10th here on the field right now. So we have all 20 cars out there that are, except for the number 99. He's already retired from this event, 13 laps down. He's behind the wall. The 59 behind the wall, 45. The 3 and the 70 all behind the wall. 25 cars. We're scheduled to start this event. So nice slow pace here. We'll see if the 2 can get up through the gearboxes as fast as he has been, as we're waiting on that iRacing I flag, green flag to come out and send these guys back on their way. It's in the air. The 2 gets a whale of a start like he has been. And he's out to the early race advantage here down the first straightaway into turn number 1 as they dive off down into there. The number 2 of James Howard, the 51 running second. Boyd. We got 21 of Kingsbury. EJ Jones running in the 4th spot, looking to the outside, number 21. James Howard going to flash by the start-finish line one more time here. So 15 laps in of this event, and just going down through, watching to see if we can find a nice battle going on. EJ pretty much settled in for 4th. Let's go back to where Jim Revis may be here in the number 14 machine. See what he's up to. No, nobody really battling with him as of yet. There's a battle going up in front of him. Take a look at the Voodoo Child, Eric Eichstadt. He is running in 7th, and then Andrew Navarro going under heavy pressure now as the 14, and Jim Revis has caught these guys. 0-1 also involved in that, but Revis looking to pull a 2 for move. Same way with Chris Miller. Miller trying to make his way back up after contact under that yellow flag, James.
Yeah, man, I'm back here on that 7th, 8th, the top 10 battle right now, and it's getting pretty good. They've been swapping back and forth for about the last lap and a half. Let's see if they get into a nice groove and, get some good side-by-side racing going here. They got the 9 car and the 15 of Andrew Navarro. They've been side by side this whole time.
Yeah, definitely. Now we got a battle for the race lead as James Howard still has it, but the 51 of Boyd wants it as he peeks down to the bottom side, down the back straightaway. Boyd has to fall back up in the line behind Howard. There's a battle for the top spot there momentarily. It's the greatest battle out there on the field so far. Been watching like Jim Revis and the number 9 of Chris Miller. Now the number 13 of Alan Wesman is right there, right knocking on the back bumper. The number 9 of Chris Miller. What a good run for some of these dirt guys. You got Debris, you got Eichstadt, and then you got Revis. Those guys right now are guys from the dirt side of things, and they're doing a fantastic job to say the least. Looks like we're going on board as watching these guys get around Charlotte. Rather different than what we have here. Again, we're looking for an onboard sponsorship here on the Full Velocity Racing Network to see you guys get on board. The Sponsor Productions left the racing scene, but looking for a sponsor that wants to come aboard and do the onboard situation there. But again, the number 14 machine of Jim Revis right now holding off Alan Westman in that number 13 machine in the 9th starting position. And you got the 0-1 of Nate running as he dives down to the bottom. Man, what a whale of a run down the front straightaway. Right there directly behind the number 14 of Jim Revis. Revis drifts up the track. These guys starting to develop a little bit of a push here at Charlotte.
Yeah, right now I just came up to check out the battle for third between Boyd Hogan and E.J. Jones. They were duking it out pretty good there, side by side for about a lap and a half. E.J. Jones has fallen back and forth. Boyd's gotten that third spot taken away, and he's kind of just cruising.
Yeah, Boyd's definitely dropped back there in the 51 machine. He made challenges earlier here on lap 14, starting to drift back, maybe burn up his tires a tad bit, trying to get around him. But the 21 now looking to the bottom side. That's Kingsbury trying to get around the number 2 of James Howard. He's going to be able to do so. Slam the door shut on that number 2 machine as they exit turn number 4 down to the start finish line. Kingsbury going to lead the first lap of his night here on that number 20 in that number 21 machine, just over James Howard. Boyd running in third, and E.J. Jones starting to catch these guys, starting to battle into the fray in the BladeNo.com number 84 machine.
Yeah, it's a good race up front right now. We got Boyd Hogan getting ready to challenge James Howard for that second place position. Looks like E.J. Jones might try to follow him through. This could get pretty good right here. They're going side by side.
Definitely going side by side. The 51 of Boyd starting to eat up the number 2 machine of James Howard. Howard led quite a few laps here early on in the going. He's led most of the race here in that number 2 machine, but starting to fall back. Tires starting to heat up aboard the number 2. The 84 of E.J. Jones now diving to the bottom. Looks like he's going to give a little bit of a push maybe to Boyd in that number 51 machine as the 84 of E.J. Jones dives to the bottom, put him to position number 3.
It's been looking pretty nice and smooth. We got the 37 of Eric Esser getting ready to pull up into the top 3, top 4. This top 5 has definitely been right there together the whole race.
They definitely put right together. Guys that are on the move, just give you a little light on, shed some light on some of the times that we got going on here. E.J. Jones last time by 30.108. Definitely faster than Matt Kingsbury aboard the number 21 machine. He's definitely faster amongst the top 5. We'll see if what E.J. Jones' setup starts to come to life in the BladeNo.com number 84 as he dives to the bottom, gets around Boyd here in the 51. Actually, pulls up alongside of him again as Boyd has a little bit more momentum on the top shelf of the speedway. So Jones still sitting in that third spot, but man, he's got a fast piece. BladeNo.com machine is definitely fast here tonight as they continue to roll right there directly behind the 51 machine as he dives to the bottom to try to block that run of the 84.
Coming back for the battle for 7th and 8th right now, we've got Derek Dubree and Jason O'Connor. They've been mixing it up a little bit. Right now it looks like Derek just got around, or Jason O'Connor just got around Derek. Going back through, everybody seems to just be cruising along, settling in and finding their groove.
It definitely looks like that. You're starting to see some of these guys fade towards the back. Again, a lot of these guys not asphalt veterans. You'll see them live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. They're usually on the dirt side of things. Coming out here, having a whale of a time. A great event being brought to you by BladeNo.com and Eichstadt Wraps here tonight. 300 miles of distance, 200 laps. And it's a great event here tonight. So I can't thank Sam Perry and Vlad enough for putting BladeNo.com here on the sponsorship on the forefront here of this race. It's fantastic to have guys like that involved here in the sim racing community. So again, big thank you to those guys over at BladeNo.com. Again, use that promo code BLADE10 to get 10% off. So you got Matt Kingsbury right now, your race leader, by about 8 truck lengths over Boyd in the number 51 machine. Then you got Jones, E.J. Jones, that is, in the number 84. Also has the BladeNo.com sponsor on that machine, running in that third spot. Then you go back, James Howard, our early race leader, in that number 2 machine. He's currently running 4th. He settled into that spot. He's about 12 car lengths back from the top 3. Then you got Eric in the 37 machine. He's running 5th. Nathan running 6th in the 01. 7th is Jason O'Connor aboard the number 72 machine. Then you got Alan Westman in the number 13. He's rolling off right now in the 8th spot. And then you got 9th Chris Miller and Derek Debris right now. Round out your top 10 here, as looks like Revis now trying to go back into the top 10. Fighting there with Derek Debris. He's going to be able to get by Debris. So put Jim Revis up inside the top 10 at number 14. So again, the 21 Kingsbury lead starting to evaporate a little bit. This last time by, down to about 6 car lengths. So definitely, Boyd a tick faster last time by. EJ Jones starting to fall off the pace in the number 84 machine. You got to think about maybe green flag pit stops coming up here sooner or later. I know they came down here the very first or second yellow flag that we had here of the evening, and they did come down get some tires. And top off their fuel, but the tires started to wear out. You can watch lap times. They're in the 30-second bracket now, where they were at the 28-second bracket. So, again, lap time starting to play a key factor. Tires starting to go away on these machines. What do you think, James, so far? When do you think green flag pit stops will be coming?
I was just kind of thinking that, we got this good battle. We do have a lap car that finally coming into play here, but I'm thinking probably within about the next 10 laps, these guys are going to be heading down in to get tires and get fuel.
I'd have to say the window's somewhere right around that area where they're going to be bringing them down here. And they're starting, like I said, 2 seconds fall off here versus what they were running here early on in the going at Charlotte. So Kingsbury, as we were talking about him, was slower last time, but now he's starting to pick up the pace. I almost think sometimes these guys sit here, listen to the broadcast, and say, man, I got to pick up the pace. These guys are starting to close in on me, as he's able to move that lead to 1.016 last time by in that number 21 truck.
Yeah, I know that's definitely one of those, every event they have the show live on TV down in the pits with their spotters and their crew telling them, what's going on. Because, even with your spotters, they can't always see what's there, but those extra camera angles, they can always give you a little bit more of advice of where you're at and where you need to be.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's going to be interesting to see how this is all going to play out here. And what's going to happen. Like I said, we got some different guys out here racing, different from all different forms. Dirt racing. I see some of these guys out there on road courses, which is probably not my favorite thing to do. I usually wreck on those things. First sand trap, you'll find my truck or my car or whatever you want to call it. That's where you're going to find me. Is the very first sand trap or the very first tire barrier on a road course. I've had my struggles with the asphalt side of things too. I've won a race, I think a street stock race at Charlotte. I think that's the only race I've ever won on asphalt, even in the iRacing community where you even go up there. I should say the official races there, James. You probably have better luck than I have. I've never been able to get the point of asphalt. I enjoy watching racing of all sorts of lights, trust me. I really enjoy Whelen Modifieds and watching those guys battle it out with those big tires. I enjoy the trucks because there's something different. I'm not as big of a fan of the cars because I don't know, they kind of, the looks of them kind of got away from one another. But again, like I said, it's definitely awesome to see what these guys are able to do on different types of vehicles.
Yeah, it definitely is. Come out here to watch these guys run. I do know a couple of these guys. I've battled with a few of them on dirt. Watching run on asphalt is definitely a little different. I have ran a couple official races on Charlotte in the street stocks, like you were saying, and I've had a couple good battles. I think one week I was running here, I had 3 wins that were all 1,000th of a second apart.
As watching these guys, and you're starting to see lap traffic. Guys a little bit slower than maybe, say, the leaders. Different things as they flash by those guys. The 21 setting a pretty good pace here late in the going over Boyd, and again E.J. Jones, James Howard still running in fourth, and you got Nate running in the fifth spot. Jason O'Connor running sixth, Alan Westman in seventh, eighth is Chris Miller, ninth is Jim Revis. Now Eric Esser in the number 37 running 10th, Derek Debris running 11th, Eric Eichstadt in the BladeNo.com number 12 machine running currently in 12th. Andrew Navarro running in 13th and number 15. Then you got Ashton Riggle in the number 8 machine running 14th. Leonardo running in 15th. Then you got David Blackburn running 16th. Sam Perry running in that 17th spot. And then Josh Peacock right now rounding out your 18 trucks left out on the speedway. He is 12 laps down. Again, he had to wait for his drunken spotter to show up here. So Josh Peacock making it out there at least, but 12 laps down in that 61 machine.
Yeah, and Todd, I'm kind of starting to wonder if we're getting close to those green flag pit stops here. We are on lap 42 of 200, and I'm thinking about lap 45, we'll start seeing them dropping down into pit.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll start seeing them come down there. We'll see what happens here. Trying to look at in-race communications between some of these drivers and maybe even their spotters, but I haven't seen anything come up that they're going to come down pit road. But again, some of these guys can be rather sneaky and try not to let everybody know when they're going to come down. But battle's starting to heat up though there, James, between the 84 and the 51. That will be a battle for the second spot.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one, and I'm also back here on 4 and 5. We just had a guy go through the infield in 6th position, but he actually managed to save it and keep it together, so we won't have a caution out on that. But they were getting close. They were bumping a little bit and tacking the wall.
Which there was a car that went down there, James. What car did you say was? Oh, Sam Perry down into the grass, that number 91 machine. I think he was trying to get up and out of the way. Oh, he slides out of the grass, back out the track. You hand over record service, yellow flag. You're going to come out. And Sam Perry having a little bit of difficulties there in the BladeNo.com number 91 machine. Something may be broke on that machine. It seems like it's catwalking there as he was trying to turn it out of there.
Yeah, going back, Todd, it was Jason O'Connor in that 72 car that went through the infield. I was kind of wondering if caution was getting ready to come out. Watching some of these guys, they were getting a little bit loose coming out of that weird chicane on the front stretch.
Definitely, definitely interested to see somebody go through the grass and be able to save it and keep going, because normally you spit out and that's pretty much the end of all ends of the night. But we're watching Sam Perry. As Sam Perry was the initial bring out for the yellow flag here, looks like he's having some connection issues there. Again, aliens might be trying to abduct him. I'm not sure what's going on with the number 91 machine of Sam Perry. Hopefully he'll get that right in the right direction, able to get back out there on the speedway, because I know he works really, really hard to try to be a part of this event, and he worked hard to try to get set up. He's put up a lot of practice servers for these guys, and you know that shows you that he's trying to put on a whale of a good show.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys had seen this, but going back in, we had James Howard and E.J. Jones right before that caution came out. It looked like James Howard decided to go flying through the infield and plow into the pit lane wall on lap 45.
Rather interested. All these guys coming down on pit lane. Looks like they're getting service, and looks like these guys are all pretty much going to take 4 tires. We'll see how this plays out. Who's going to come out on top of who? As I got the top 3 guys right now in my camera. It looks like the 21. Oh! The 2 goes around James Howard, who was running in the second spot there, and third spot, I should say. Goes around in a knot on the pit road exit. Definitely worth a replay here, as usually we have our cameras here for hot pitting, different things going on. But James Howard going around there in the number 2 machine on cold tires. again, that's not something that's rather easy. It's not something that's easy to do. To get off the pit road on cold tires, but he's able to come out with his pit stall. And when he did, he gunned it too much, and around he went because the tire is absolutely cold. No traction as of yet. So the two machine of James Howard around, and he's going to, I think, restart right around 6 or 7. So he lost quite a few quite a bit of track position there in that number 2 machine.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate when you come off the pit lane with just a little bit too much on that gear. Normally when I run asphalt, I like to take off in second. I always have that same habit of blowing the tires off of it when I try to leave in first gear. So I just put it in second, let it bog down a little bit, and cruise on out. But he's actually coming back in, so it looks like he might have gotten a penalty.
Definitely not something you want to hear or do is get a penalty on pit road. And he's had a fast piece here tonight, that number 2 machine has. So he's been inside the top 5 all evening long, led the first half of this event here, about 20 laps of the event there, that number 2 machine. Again, now going to have to go down pit road, get some more service, serve the penalty or anything that he may have acquired down there on that pit road, and going to have to join the tail of the field. So we'll see what happens there. See if he can make his march back to the front. Well, it'll be a rather interesting story. The light's still on atop the iRacing.com Mustang. They're down the back straightaway, so we are under, I believe this is our 3rd caution of the evening. I could be wrong. I'm waiting to see if the director, yep, 3rd caution here of the evening. Waiting to see if the director is out there. 10 laps under caution, so 3 cautions, 10 laps. Not so bad here at Charlotte for a bunch of guys that have raced on some of the asphalt side of things, some dirt side of things, some road course side of things. You're getting a great mixture here at Charlotte this evening. So it's great to see these guys putting on a show. The flags happen. They definitely happen in any simulation, any type of track it's at. I know that they definitely happen. So again, these guys, I have a feeling we'll have a long green flag run here coming for them as the 8 and the 15 flash by. Those guys looking to get some of their laps back as now the 21 pulls up behind the iRacing.com pace car. We got the 0-1 of Nate on the outside. EJ Jones 3rd. 4th is Alan Westman. Then you got Chris Miller, Derek Debris, Eric Eichstadt, Jim Revis. Then you got Eric Eichstadt, and then Boyd Hogan in the number 51 machine. That rounds out your top 10 as they're stacking and packing here in the turns 1 and 2 as they enter the back straightaway. We're getting ready to go to that iRacing green flag here in just a moment there, James.
Yeah, it's getting ready to shape up. I've been looking through the field. I'm really impressed with the 117 of Derek Debris. He started in 6th. I saw him fall back probably about 14th, 15th position, and he's worked himself back up into the top 5. So, let's see what he's got to offer for the rest of this race. I do want to see how Boyd Hogan and James Howard, if they can bring their cars back up to the front and put up another battle for that top 5 finish.
Yeah, definitely see what's going to happen as the pace car clears the track. Going to wait for the flagger as he has that green flag in hand and throwing it out over the field. And then get the loud pedal. That is down the front straightaway. The 21 machine this time leading the charge. That would be Matt Kingsbury. 2nd is EJ Jones. 3rd, now there's a great battle between the 13 and the 01. Alan Westman looks like he's going to be able to wrestle that away. Put him to 3rd in the number 13 machine.
Looking back into the field, we got a couple guys there who look like they're struggling. We got the number 6 car, Blackbird. He fell back quite a few positions there on that restart. Even though he's 4 laps down, that's a hard hit to lose position on a restart. Yeah, and we do have a car around on the back stretch, the number 6 of David Blackbird.
Yeah, it looks like the 8 made contact. Looks like the 8 made a little bit of contact there with the number 16 or 6, you want to call him there. David Blackburn. He tries to save it, goes around in a knot, hits the inside wall a couple different times. David Blackburn around there in the BladeNo.com number 16 machine. Looks like he's going to keep it going though, but a lot of damage to that machine. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and these trucks, they're really strange when you're running them. You get up beside each other like that, and you'll be driving, you'll feel like you're going straight. You catch that side draft of somebody, and it'll suck you right up into them real quick. You got to be ready for it. And unfortunately, that's what looks like happened. Him and the eight car of got beside each other and just sucked up into them just a little bit, knocked them loose, and sent them around.
And that's one of those benefits there of racing and getting loose there. You cannot. It's that aero advantage, I should say. It's the different aerodynamics there. You can get up under. You might necessarily not have to touch the guy, but they'll take the air off that rear spoiler, take him spinning around, and unfortunately, the 16 machine not where he wanted to be there. David Blackburn again bent up rear end. Looks like he's probably going to go to the services pit crew to try to get that repaired and able to gather it back around and go back out there. There's a lot of cars trapped, or a lot of trucks, I should say, were trapped a lap down. Some of these drivers staying out here. The number 13 of Alan Westman staying out. The 01 of Nate and Chris Miller, Derek Debris, all staying out. Boyd Hogan, Jim Ravitz. And then you got E.J. Jones and Matt Kingsbury, James Howard. Those guys all went down to pit road. So those guys playing a little bit of a strategy card here. Not even halfway home yet. So we're about a quarter of the way through here on lap 53 of 200 here. The Eichstadt Wraps 300 presented by BladeNo.com. And you got to thank those guys over at BladeNo.com again for being the primary sponsor of this event. Same way with Eric Eichstadt and Eichstadt Wraps. Those guys put a lot of hustle and a lot of bustle into this event here to bring it on the air race here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Practice servers went up last night. There was a couple of those. I know a lot of guys were talking about it here in the dirt racing community that they were going to come over and race it. And we got a lot of them here. We got Team DWR here. We got some of the Bulletproof Motorsports guys here. We definitely got a hard motorsports guy here in the form of Chris Miller. I mean, a lot of different guys here from the asphalt side of things, and again from the dirt side of things. I know Sam Perry was really looking forward to this one. Again, as Tyson says out there in the chat, that the number 91, not very good luck. Tyson knows that just as well as anybody else. Again, we'll see what Sam Perry, I believe, is behind the wall there in the number 91 machine, unfortunately. But again, that bad luck does not help him there. But he's able to stay in this and see what's going to happen and be an admin now. So again, Sam had bad luck again in this event. So we're gonna have to go after the drawing board to try to get him to finish one of these things.
Yeah, it's been some good racing so far, Todd. One I'm looking at right now is Chris Miller. He's worked himself all the way up into third place. That actually was kind of a surprise for me. I was watching earlier on the event. He was having a rough go. I didn't really expect him to be battling up there, but, he's up there in that top 3 right now and keeping it rolling.
Yeah, definitely battling it out there. And like you said, he was involved in the early race yellow there. Unfortunately for that number 9 machine, I believe that was contact there that number 9 made. But again, able to keep it going inside the top 5. He did elect to take, I should say top 3 now. He did elect to take no tires and no fuel that time, so he did stay out on a pit strategy, maybe to say the least, here to try to get himself some track position. Those guys up front were extremely fast here this evening, so we'll see if what Chris Miller is going to be able to do here. Older tires, as E.J. Jones and those guys did come down pit road.
Now, one I'm looking at, Todd, maybe you can give me some clarification. I never saw anything on it, but the 21 of Matt Kingsbury, he's fallen back into 8th. He was leading for a while there. I don't remember seeing him being involved in any incidents. Did he just lose some spots on pit road?
Yeah, definitely lost some spots on pit road, doing a different type of strategy as he rolled off down on the pit road. And some of these guys also stayed out, so got to take into affection that the top 5 stayed out. So, again, Kingsbury running 7th, so we'll see what's going to happen here. with the old versus new tires strategy that's going to go on.
Yeah, that will definitely make a huge impact on these trucks. You know, fresh tires is fresh meat and gives you a lot more to bear down and go into those corners a little bit deeper and a little bit harder.
As we're entering turn number 3 now, so the iRacing.com pace car should be taking a hard left-hand turn down the pit road. As we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Hopefully a lengthy green flag runs in store for us. I know these guys really want it here, and we'll see what happens here. I want to see what happens on a long green flag run. Who's going to rise to the front here, and who has the better setup on maybe on a longer green flag run. As we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, as that pace struck down, iRacing flag, green flags in the air.
Yeah, they all got a real nice start there. They're staying nice and tight, and they're getting ready to come into 1 and 2. Let's see how this goes. You got the battle for that lead, man. It is nose to tail right there. The number 9 car, Chris Miller, is getting ready to make his move. Let's see if he can get up to the front.
As Chris Miller dives to the bottom there. Good battle going on for the second spot there. Between himself and Nate, the old one machine on the outside. That all white and pink truck there. Trying to hold on to the second spot, with Miller dropping back down to the bottom. Looks like he's going to stay to the bottom and try to drive her in pretty deep down here through the corner. Not going to be had here as the old one power moves him on the outside.
Come back to the 9th and 10th battle. Here we've got the 14 of, man, I'm having trouble finding it here. We've got the 12 of Eric Stash and the 2 of James Howard. They're battling for that top 10 right now, and it's really tight.
Yeah, that's a good battle on the speedway. That's a good high there. James is the 14 machine of Jim Rabbis. Oh, Rabbis is a sideways. Can he hold on to a whale of a save? Wheelman Jim Rabbis. Oh, he is saving again. Oh, around goes Jim Rabbis, the number 14 machine. He had that save. Hits the apron again, and around goes Revis, and then I believe another car clipped him there. But Jim Revis around in the knot in the number 14 machine. Now all by his selfie. As, we're gonna see. I'm gonna take a look again. Man, yeah, he had it saved there. Back down onto the apron, hits the grass, and hits the apron again. The apron that time. Apron finished him off. Not sure. I think that was the number 72 machine, maybe. Yep, it was. The 72 of James O'Connor. Thought he had the right area, but definitely the wrong zip code there for the number 72. Is makes contact there with Jim Revis around. He goes to 76, also involved in that one. Involved is not as bad as some of the other ones. 13 also, or the number 8 of Ashton Riggle is smoking too. I wonder what happened to him. Yeah, he hit the 72 too. So, man, what a chain reaction there. All starting from Jim Revis's selfie. But I think Revis probably got the short end of that. I don't think he got, I should say short end, the better end of it. I don't think he hit as hard as some of these other guys.
Yeah, and going back in, I think maybe something happened there with Jim Howard. Maybe got him in a little bit of a corner. I just went to check out to see where he was on the track, and it looks as if he is taking his truck back behind the wall and call it quits for the day.
As we're under our 4th yellow flag of the evening, is we're going to take a brief pause for the cause here today. Is like I said, 60 laps of 200. We'll keep the sounds out there and take just a brief pause as take a sip of our drinks and get reloaded here for the next few laps of this race. And welcome back to Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Again, we have the Eichstadt Wraps 300 presented by BladeNode.com. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing action here off of turn number 4 because these guys are stacked and packed. It is Alan Westman, then you got Boyd Hogan in the 51 machine on the outside. Then you got Chris Miller and EJ Jones, Derek Debris, Matt Kingsbury, Eric Gesse, then you got Eric Eichstadt, Nate Lacomi, and then you got Jim Revis as a pace car. Makes his move down to pit road. Waiting on that racing flag, green flag to come out. As we're just waiting on the flag, or the green flag's in the air. The loud pedal is down. These trucks come to life at Charlotte.
That top 5 battle between the 117 of Derek DeBoy and Matt Kingsbury just got a little bit sketchy. As Kingsbury tried to move to the outside, he almost clipped the rear quarter panel of Derek Debris, sending him around, but they were both able to keep it together.
A nice top 5 battle, like you said, going on there. Good battle going on for the top spot. The 13 of Alan Westman works to the bottom of the 51. Boyd Hogan is, it looks like Hogan able to work on the top shelf of the Speedway, but the 13 not going away. Alan Westman leading last time by. He's led 10 laps here this evening, that number 13 truck. So good run for Alan, as now he moves up into the top spot all by a selfie. Oh, contact! Oh, around goes the top 2. Down the back straightaway. Carnage and wrecking there. Just the top 2 there. But man, the 13 and the 51 having a great race. And contact being made there on the back straightaway slows this thing down once again. As the 13 got a tad bit loose, 51 was there, and back comes the 13 into the 51. Oh man, hopefully Jack's got that on the screen, but a lot of contact there. Those guys going around having a good run, a race there, as Alan Westman and the 51 of Boyd around in a knot there. Tough break for those drivers as they were 1 and 2, James. Man, a lot of contact going on there. Looks like they got loose. What do you think?
Yeah, what I'm looking at is the 13 of was moving up nice and smooth. Chris Miller and Boyd Haugen looked like he came down to get into the bump draft, get down into that draft behind him and just clipped his rear bumper, sending them both around.
Definitely both going around. Those guys are going to have to join the tail of the field. I believe they'll probably all go down and make a pit stop. But you know who inherits the lead there? The number 9 machine of Chris Miller inherits the lead from that one. Miller involved in the early race incident there. Now to the top spot, and then you got EJ Jones running second there. And that number 84 machine is Matt Kingsbury. And that number 21 will run third. Derek Debris running in that 4th spot. 5th will be Nate Lacomi in the number 01 machine. Then you got Eric Eichstadt running 6th. Then Jim Revis 7th. 8th is Eric Gesse in the number 37 machine. Again, Boyd, not sure what's going on with Boyd there as he's coming back up through the field. But Boyd should be going down onto pit road. And then you got James O'Connor. And you got Alan Westman right there too. So both those drivers, I do believe we're going to see them go down to pit road, get some repairs, get some new tires. Because they definitely got to be flat spotted, don't they, James?
Yeah, they're definitely going to be going in. They're, hitting the brakes like that, sliding around. That's going to flatten those tires quick. I'm looking through this field, and it's still pretty good, strong running right now. We do have 11 cars still on the lead lap, which is really nice to see. Matt Kingsbury is all the way back up in that 3rd spot after that incident that just happened. I don't like to call races very early, but he's definitely been the most consistent. Looks like he's turning the fastest laps, and I'm kind of thinking he's got the shot to take this one home.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see. But we're being joined right now by a very, very special guest here up in our booth here. And again, got to thank BladeNode.com for sponsoring this event and being a sponsor of Full Velocity Racing Network. They know how much it means to us here to have them aboard. But we have Vlad, the owner here, on board, who wants to say a couple different things here. But a great sponsor of the event and Full Velocity Racing Network. Vlad, glad to have you here on the broadcast. What are you thinking about the event so far?
Thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, I think the race looks is amazing. I'm here watching it on live on Twitch, and the race looks like it's doing very so far. I won't take up much of people's time. I just want to say thank you for all the the drivers that are on the event, doing an amazing job. And hopefully we have a wonderful winner. And of course, Blado.com will be providing the event winning fee for whoever wins today's race. Again, thank you so much, and go to Blado.com.
So Vlad, for those who are probably a little bit interested, I know they can go to BladeNote.com, but tell them what you got going on over there. And we know we offer the promo code Blade10, but tell the viewers out there that we got what you have going on at BladeNote.com.
Well, BladeNote web hosting has been alive since 2009, and we have been providing web hosting for over 1,000 clients worldwide, including the United States, India, China. No matter wherever it is, we got it. We have over close to around 24 servers worldwide. We provide web hosting, VPS hosting, dedicated hosting, and soon we'll also be offering web design for websites and stuff like that. We have low plans as around $9.95. We have VPS plans around low as $5. So if you need a website, if you need web hosting, if you need a server, come to Blado.com. We will promise we'll take care of you. And as you can see now, we are a small web hosting company. We are not big at all. So we can take the time to individually help a customer whenever they need to. And every single client that comes to us, we are there is just as value as any other client. Everybody is equal in our book. And so yes, please go to Blado.com. Please use Blade10 to get a 10% discount.
All right, thank you to Vlad from BladeNote.com for joining us here. It's always great to have our sponsors here joining us and enjoying the event here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Great to see these events being put on by the sponsors that care about the sim racing community. And I urge everyone out there, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, hey, you need to support the guys who support sim racing, and BladeNote.com is one of those guys that do support sim racing. Again, I've been a big advocate for that, especially at the local tracks when I announced there. Those who support you and support everything, you should go out there and support them. Let them know that you really care about their sponsorship to these events and want to keep it going, because that's how you're going to do it. And these guys, fantastic. They do a fantastic job. We got some different things here on the Full Velocity Racing Network through BladeNote.com, and I highly, highly recommend those guys. And they're really fast with their service, and great customer service goes a long way, especially myself being in a retail environment. Customer service is number one. Again, we're getting back to racing here. The iRacing I-Flag, green flag back out. It is Chris Miller and EJ Jones at top two here as they charge off down into turn number one, side by side with the 21 of Matt Kingsbury running in that third spot again, James.
Yeah, they had a good battle going on. Sorry about that. My son was talking in the background. They got a good battle. Matt Kingsbury is going in for that top spot. It looked like Chris Miller and EJ Jones just got a little bit too close to each other right there, and that's going to cause the 84 of EJ Jones to fall back a little bit.
Yeah, EJ Jones. Oh, more contact there. I think Revis was sideways again. Oh, Jim Revis in the 14. I believe this time he saved it, though. Oh, around goes another truck over there. They're able to keep it going, though, man. It looks like they are dirt tracking around an asphalt version of Charlotte. So, again, you say we're at the dirt track in Charlotte sometimes. I said that earlier tonight. That time it looked like the dirt track in Charlotte, but we're on asphalt. So those guys able to save it. Kudos to the guys. Now a yellow flag going to come out, though. Hanover Run Service yellow flag. So we'll go to BladeNote.com instant replay to find out what happened. All right, definitely brought out this yellow flag here. I believe this is the fifth one. It could be wrong. I've been a time or two. But the number 15 of Andrew Navarro goes around all by himself in that Kellogg-sponsored machine. As it could have been maybe an arrow loose condition as the 61 was down underneath him. That was Josh Peacock. But all by himself, the 15 goes around. No contact, though. So not tore up trucks here. But the number 15 of Andrew Navarro around and not, that was enough to bring out our yellow flag again. Thank you to BladeNote.com for our instant replay sponsor. Is they get it going and everything gets going. The seventh yellow flag. So yeah, Jack let me know in my ear. look how far off I am. I thought I tabulated them right, but I guess I don't pay attention. I guess that's why I failed English class a couple different times. But we won't go there. As seventh yellow flag here of the evening, and as we get ready to go back to green here in a couple laps, I do believe, because it'll be a quick cleanup. Again, Nate, your race leader aboard that 0-1 machine. You got Matt Kingsbury, Chris Miller, Derek Debris, and EJ Jones round out your top 5. So again, James, a little bit of selfie contact there. It looks like Kingsbury. I thought he was going to come down on pit road, going to fake it there, trying to lead everybody else down there like the Pied Piper. But the 72 machine, or 72 laps here of 200. The 21, and Kingsbury's been fast all evening here. But Nate, a new leader in that 01 machine, do you think he can keep that 21 at bay, or is it just going to be a matter of time before he gets by him?
I'm kind of curious. They both have been quick. They've both been consistent. I do still kind of am going with Kingsbury as the one to win today, but you never know. Nate could keep him at bay. I was kind of surprised Kingsbury didn't go in. I was expecting the whole front row to go in for the pits on that one, being that we are at lap 73, which is putting them getting ready to go into that pit window.
Yeah, I haven't really looked up and down. I have to go with my good old buddy EJ Jones there in the 84 machine to try to take down this victory. I was going to go with Josh Peacock, but Josh is like 12 laps down. I don't think that's going to happen unless he has some kind of really good lucky horseshoe or whatever you want to call it there in the 61 machine. But I kind of like EJ Jones. He's been kind of consistent. He hasn't been overly fast here tonight, but he's been fast enough to stay in the top 5 as we're coming up on halfway here at about 27 laps. So I think EJ has some more left in the bank, as some of the guys out there asking if this is open or fixed setups. It is indeed open setups here tonight. So those guys had to work on their setups. I know there was quite a few fast truck drivers out there. The 61 had a fast piece in the early part of the event, in qualifying at least, but he had a spotter not show up here in time. So Peacock, being 12 laps down, started the race kind of late. So, I mean, 14 laps down. Okay, so he's another 2 laps down compared to what he was. So Josh Peacock definitely not having a good night that he wants, but he's moving up through the field. There's only 15 cars left running out there. Going to be, 14 cars as soon as he gets around Leonardo. So there'll be 14 cars left running here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and you know what I'm loving to see is this whole, 12 cars on that lead lap. That's really nice to see in an event like this. 14 cars still running and 15 cars still running. But to have 12 of them on the lead lap, that makes for some good racing, good battles.
Yeah, it definitely does. It makes for some good battles going on here. And like you said, attrition has took out some of the drivers. Indeed, some of this is not, and I've said this quite a bit here today. Some of this is not where these guys' realm is. They're coming out having fun. BladeNo.com sponsoring this event here today. And same over there, Eichstadt Wraps here, also there aboard. But BladeNo.com definitely sought out some guys that wanted to come race and have fun. That's the name of the game. You can have fun. Yeah, you want to win. But having fun out there, definitely the first and foremost thing that you want to do in one of these cars. That's what I'd be doing, having fun. I may not be out there for the win, but I want to have fun. I want to have TV time. I just want to have a grand old time and support some different guys out there.
Yeah, and it is nice watching some of these dirt guys come onto asphalt and run. Seeing some of the strategies going around, it's kind of a little different. I'm kind of old school. When it comes to the asphalt races, I've always just gotten into the bump draft behind the leader and just stuck there and, ran 1 and 2 as long as I could. And once I get up in front, I don't really battle for passes until about the last, 20, 30 laps of the event. And we got something going on with one of the cars driving through the whole field, just took out the leader and basically everybody there.
Yeah, not sure what that was all about. As he cleaned out a bunch of different guys. The admin's able to take care of him. So we'll go ahead and show you. Maybe Jack will be able to show a replay of that one. Get the name on the guy that came through the field and just drove through the field, took out a bunch of guys.
It was the 51 of Boyd Hogan.
So he just drives through a bunch of different cars. Not sure why he did that, and then took out the leader, and then keeps going. And the admin staff here definitely on top of that one, removed them from the server. So thank you to those guys for removing them, as that is something that we necessarily don't want to see here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But the admin staff very swiftly and quickly gets him out of there. So they'll want hopefully be able to join, as they're allowing him to go down and get his repair. And join behind the pace car again. So admin staff did throw out another yellow flag. So now it's extinguished again. So we'll get back to racing with the 01 actually in the leader. And then you got Matt Kingsbury, the number 21 machine, starting outside of him. So, and that was kind of a weird change of events there, James.
Yeah, I'm not sure, what happened just to drive up through the field like that. You definitely, if you had a massive connection issue, you might do that, but something would have picked it up. It looks like he just, the field disappeared, but even then, when the field disappears, you should just hold your spot. Unfortunately for Nate in that 01 car, it does look like he's got some pretty bad damage on that rear tail, so how long he's going to stay up there on the front is probably not going to be that good. Same probably for Chris Miller, as it looks like both their back wings are crumpled up pretty bad.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of damage to the 01 machine. On the back, it looks like it's bent up the spoiler. The number 9 of Miller also, the spoiler's bent up. So tough break for those drivers. Like you said, it could have been an issue of all the cars disappearing, the trucks disappearing on the track, and then he kept driving it. But usually when that happens, I usually get down and out of the way and run around the apron. I've had that happen to me before, especially with my older computer. So it's one of those things that they should do. Is the iRacing iFlag green flag comes back out here. The 01 leads the charge down to 1. We're going to see how long he's going to be able to hold on to that with a really bent up machine on the rear end of that car.
Yeah, they are going to run around for a little bit. You do have one lap down car up in the middle there. But they've been holding it together so far going down. Holding that lead is just impressive with that spoiler being bent up like that.
Definitely, I have to agree with you. It's got to be a handful for the 61. There's a 21 all over the rear bumper there. That is Kingsbury looking to the outside, trying to get around the 01 machine. We'll see if he's going to be able to do so here through the corner. But again, Nate Lucomi in the 01 machine definitely keeping those guys at bay. As the 21 again charges to the outside down the back straightaway here into turn number 3. As Kingsbury trying to get that lead back as he drifts up the track, almost hits the wall. Here comes the number 13 of Alan Westman too. Westman into the fray.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Chris Miller did definitely take some hard hit. He's fallen all the way back into 6th place, so he definitely has some damage that's making his car a little bit hard to handle. But I'm still really impressed with Nate keeping that car up there on the lead.
I have to agree with it. Nate's doing a fantastic job in that 01 machine, and now about 5 car lengths advantage over Matt Kingsbury. Then Alan Westman right there too. Then you go a little bit ways back to the 117 of Derek Debris. Derek in the 117, the BladeNode.com 117. So there's some pretty good BladeNode.com trucks out there, I'm going to tell you. 84 EJ Jones, his teammate, right there directly behind him there, and 5th in that number 84. 6 is there, yes, SA, the 37 machine. Then you got James O'Connor and the number 72. He's now peeking to the inside of the 37. Then you got Josh Peacock there battling as fast as he can. Again, like 14 laps down for the 61 machine, but he's got a fast piece. We all know that. Full Velocity Racing Network on the side of that. J-Max Journeys, again, on the side, Bulletproof Motorsports. And then you go back to the number 9 machine of Chris Miller, who is currently running in that A spot. And Miller got a lot of damage there from that yellow incident. So he's dropping back, but he's had a good piece here tonight. But it's a tough break that happened to him under yellow.
Yeah, unfortunately that is. I'm looking back in here. We got EJ Jones. He's brought his truck back up into the top 4. Sitting there 4th right now. Just took a pass on Derek Debris. And that's really good. He had that little rough where he got a little bump and fell back to, I believe, the 8th spot. So he's doing great bringing that truck back up through the field.
Definitely, I have to agree with you. Definitely doing great, bringing them back up through the field. But the 84 machine of E.J. Jones, and you have again Derek Debris has had some rough luck too. He was sliding back here in the early green flag run, but now he's up to this 5th spot. So those guys inside the top 5. Eric Jones, though, E.J. Jones, I should say, trying to start to reel in the top 3. Last time by was just as quick as those guys. Actually, the quickest on the speedway, 29.099. The race leader, Nate Lacombe, is at 29.454. Then you got Alan Westman at 29.369. And then Matt Kingsbury at 29.639. So E.J. Jones definitely faster, starting to close the gap in on him. But I think in order to lead by halfway, he's going to have to really put that pedal down.
Yeah, I agree. Alan Westman, he's doing a great job right now. He's pulled Nate into within about a 1/10 of a second, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets ready to start making a pass for the lead here in the next lap or two.
Let's go and take an onboard camera here. Let's go on board there, Jack, of E.J. Jones, and just show the viewers a lap around Charlotte here as he's getting ready to come to that start finish line, and then number 84 machine. All right,
nice.
lap is, yeah. Go ahead, Jace.
That was a nice pass there by E.J. Jones there over Matt Kingsbury for 3rd place. Nice and smooth. It looks like maybe Matt Kingsbury's tires are starting to get a little wore out as he goes through the corners. You can see the tail end of his car kind of shifting around, and that 84 is just glued down right now.
Yeah, 84 definitely rather fast here tonight as he's working over his car. Now it looks like he's going to set his sights here on Alan Westman at number 13. That'll be the next guy that he tries to pounce on. He's starting to reel him in too. Definitely faster last time. By still in the 29-second bracket. Alan Westman and Nate Lacombe not in that 29-second bracket. They're all in the 30-second bracket. So definitely E.J. Jones making the pit stop. Definitely helping him here on these other guys, because these guys definitely on older tires in front of them. And number 13 of Alan Westman now goes to the outside. The Bass Pro Shop's number 13 machine. Trying to get around the 0-1 of Nate Lacombe. Is Lacombe right now able to hold on to that top spot, to getting damage on the rear end of that car. Still able to hold on. I'm definitely intrigued at how fast he's still able to go. But that 13 machine now dives her down to the bottom side. Alan Westman trying to take the lead back from Nate, as Nate's led 22 laps here tonight. So far, 200 laps complete, coming up on halfway home here. As the 13 makes a little bit of contact, gets sideways, saves her. But now E.J. Jones goes immediately to the outside there. The BladeNo.com 84 machine now goes to position number 2.
That was a very impressive save. When I saw him hit that wall, he was already past that 30 degrees of no return, and he brought it right back. He, got it going, and he's got his speed building back up now.
Yeah, definitely an interesting sight to see there, as now the 21 of Kingsbury gets back around the 84 of E.J. Jones. Jones gets fired and back down to the inside, as Jones says he was a little bit faster. Had to bark out of the throttle just a little bit, back out of the throttle, I should say. And then number 84 machine to allow the 13 of Alan Westman to gather her back in. So now we got a side-by-side battle for second. We'll put E.J. Jones to the second spot here momentarily, the natural one, as we've coined him here on the Full Velocity Racing Hour. E.J. Jones doing a fantastic job in the truck here at Charlotte. Still in awe over EJ Jones trying to get around the 21. I thought he was going to be able to complete the pass last time I stopped talking, but the 21 able to fight back on the outside, so he's not going away without a fight. And how hard do you really honestly want to run it here? Still have 107 laps remaining. Do you want to run it so hard where your tires are going to fall off and maybe capture a long green flag run and end up on the outside looking in here, or you just want to kind of run it here, crack out the throttle just a little bit on the top shelf of the Speedway? That number 21 machine is he's able to beat EJ Jones back to the line. But a great battle going on for that second spot, James.
Yeah, I agree. You know, these guys still have quite a ways to go. We're only at lap 94 of 200 and haven't quite reached halfway, and they're battling it out like it's the last 5 laps of a super late model race at Kokomo or something. And they're going to probably burn their tires out a little bit, but they do have a couple more pit stops they're going to be making. The number 1 of Nate has pulled his lead out to 1.2, but Kingsbury and Jones, they're slowly rolling him back in.
Yeah, they're not fighting as hard as they once were. As Westman running in the solid 4th spot. 5th now is Eric Eichstadt there. He's battling it out with Derek Debris in the 117. That's a pair of BladeNo.com trucks. As those guys going back and forth here, fighting for the 5th and 6th position. So good battle for Eric Eichstadt. Eichstadt now into the top 5.
We got a car on the grass on the front stretch. It looks like it's Josh Peacock in that 61 car. Just went through the infield. It looks like he might have saved it, though. There's no yellow yet.
Looks like Peacock has a little bit of damage to the front end, so I'm going to take a real quick look to see what happened here.
Yeah, I just went back to take a quick look at it. It looks like he just got loose on his own, but he kept it under control down into the pit, so the green flag is going to stay out.
Definitely almost hitting that pace car down there on pit road for the 61 machine. A lot of damage there to Josh Peacock, as he got a little bit of a highlight reel, at least, on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Coming back up to that battle for second place, you've got the Matt and EJ Jones. EJ Jones just took it over from Matt down on the bottom side there, and they are battling it out hard. They're definitely pulling Nate back in slowly. They've knocked about another 2/10 off of his.
Yeah, they're definitely coming there. He's almost to the rear bumper. You're going to say about 4 truck lengths between the 01 and the 84 BJ Jones. Jones reeling him in rather quickly, as he's half a second faster than Nate Lacombe in the 01 machine. So here comes EJ Jones in the BladeNo.com number 84 machine, diving off to the bottom. I don't think the 01's going to be much of a challenge right now, just driving up the track there, leaving plenty of room on Nevada. Knows his truck's kind of gone away. And EJ Jones drives down to the bottom here into turn number 3. Trying to wrestle that top spot away from the 01. Down the front straightaway, looks like the 01 going to lead. Yep, going to lead that time by. So this time here, we will be halfway home. And EJ Jones gets sideways in the 84 machine, but saves it. We had a guy up into the wall, looked like the 01. But those guys are able to keep it going here. No yellow flag, and we're still clean and green here by EJ Jones down on the bottom here. Tough break for the 84. Now out of the event, EJ Jones. Not sure. So calling a record, the number 84 of EJ Jones. Tough break is Matt Kingsbury going to lead here halfway home, as we have 100 laps in and 200, should say 101 on up on the board down the back straightaway. So we will complete 101 this time by. But Kingsbury in the 21 machine now out to almost a 2-second lead over Alan Westman, who's running second. Nate Lacombe running third. Fourth will be Derek Debris and Eric Eichstadt. Your top 5. What an interesting way there for EJ Jones to go. I thought maybe he could limp it around instead of calling a tow truck, limp it around to pit road. Instead calls that tow truck. Looks like he's going to call it a night here behind the wall. Wasn't a lot of damage to the 84 machine, just he wasn't up a race lead, so he left.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate for both of them. You know, I just went back to take a look at Nate Lacombe. He did have to come into the pit. He's in there getting some repairs taken care of right now. We do have some green flag pit stops going on underway, which means we're getting definitely in that window. So we should start seeing more of them come in as these laps keep ticking away.
Yeah, they're definitely ticking away here on lap 103 of 200. So 97 laps remaining here at Charlotte. Trucks, definitely a war of attrition here tonight as the trucks falling away here. David Blackberry inside the top 10. He's 2 laps down, but he's still out there running. Josh Peacock, 19 laps down, but still running. Kind of like the Ironman Award for that 61 machine. So if we could give away an Ironman Award, it would be to the 61 of Josh Peacock, just out there soldiering along. 19 laps down. He's picking up positions as they fall by the wayside. As Kingsbury, Westman, Debris, Eichstadt, Wraps. That is your top 5 right now. Chris Miller, O'Connor, Lacombe, Esser, David Blackbird. That is your top 10. Like I said, Peacock should be up to the 11th spot. So you pass the other guys that just retired that 61 machine.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder when our leader here, Matt Kingsbury, he's going to be coming in for a pit stop pretty soon, I would think. Watching the back of his truck as he goes through the corners, it is starting to wash out a little bit. But he does have a nice lead right now over Alan Westman. You know, and Chris Miller is coming back up, but he's gone a lap down. So we are only with 5 cars on the lead lap now, which is kind of surprising. I was hoping we'd keep 10 of them, but it's been some good racing still so far.
Definitely been some good racing as my microphone was paused there for a minute. A little bit of a surge going on here at the house. But it was kind of weird. So the 21 machine of Kingsbury, Eric Eichstadt now to second is somebody going down into Derek Debris. The 117, the BladeNote.com 117 down onto pit road as he rolls through his pit stall. As he's down on pit road, had to back it up. That's going to cost him some time there. Right side tires going on. The 117 machine goes around to the left side. Left side's jacked up there. 4 tires is the call for the 117 of Derek Debris at BladeNote.com number 117. Looks like a little bit later or pissed off than you like. Starting to rev it up, waiting for these guys to get done with his machine. But still stuck down there. So the set 117 of Derek Debris, lengthy pit stop, going to cost him a lot of time. Finally able to roll away.
No, as I'm looking here, Todd, we got a couple of these cars that are following laps down and everything, but they're still turning laps. So I'm wondering if they're going laps down because they're taking their green flag stop, and it takes about a lap and a half for them to get through that green flag. And once the leaders come in, how many of them are actually going to pick back up and come up onto the lead flag, green flag lap?
Eric Eichstadt slides through his pits too. Rolls through his pits. Going to cost him some time as he gets through there. As it looks like both the BladeNote.com trucks have a little bit of difficulty coming to stop. And again, both those guys on dirt, so it's different doing pit stops. His right side tires already finished. Left side tires not as lengthy of a pit stop as the Derek Debris machine. He's down and away. So right now it is Matt Kingsbury, Jim Revis. And then you got Jason O'Connor, Alan Westman, Eric Eichstadt, Chris Miller. And those are your top 6 as we're running right now, but green flag pit stops underway.
So Todd, I'm watching through this, do you think with them getting spread out the way they are we going to run this thing out green and have a bunch more green flag stops as our leader heads down to the pit road? Or do you think we might have a couple cautions, you know, a couple guys try to push their tires a little too far and somebody might break loose? Our leader's in on the pit. He just rolled through his bay just a little bit, had to back it up. They're going through, changing the tires, getting ready, and to drop him down. Let's see how much of a lead he can hold on to or how far back he's going to fall.
It looks like the leader going to be able to roll away. I thought I was talking to everyone out there. Again, not sure what's going on with this microphone. I'm going to have to check the connections after that of this one. But the 21, Matthew Kingsbury able to roll out onto the speedway. Looks like I don't think he's gonna go around on the back straightaway. Matt Kingsbury around here down towards the infield. I think he's gonna stay out of the racing surface though. No yellow flag gonna come out though. But Kingsbury, a costly move there coming off the pit road. Cold tires, guns it to get it back on the straightaway, and around he goes there, pounds the inside wall just a tad bit. Doesn't look like a lot of damage, but Kingsbury definitely gonna lose a lot of time there in that number 21 machine.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. You know, he's been consistent to get out on those cold tires. If they're not warmed up, you'll get a little bit loose. That almost got a little hairy with David Blackburn and the number 12 of Eric Eichstadt. When they came up on him, Eric got up into the wall there and almost lost it.
It was definitely everything a little bit hairy there. Hopefully everybody can keep it going. And Jim Revis coming down there, the race leader. Revis coming down. He's led 2 laps. The number 14 machine. No sponsors on that machine. Not sure. Nobody even wanted to take the good old chance to go on the sponsorship on the number 14. So no sponsors. But he's rolled down. Let's see how he does in the pit stops here. See if he's going to roll through his pit stop. An eye on him. Nope. That's a good pit stop for the 14 of Jim Revis. He's really showing Eric Eichstadt how to get things done there. Eric Eichstadt rolled through, and so did Derek Debris. The 14 of Jim Revis doesn't, though. Looks like 4 tires to call here on the number 14 machine. No sponsor. And the evil one himself looks like maybe he'll be down the way. Just waiting to see what's going to happen here. He's revving the engine just a little bit. He's down and away here. The 14, a little bit lengthier pit stop. Had a little bit of damage to fix on the 14. But going to join the field here and see where he's going to all flow out there.
Yeah, as our green flag pit stops roll through, you know, a couple of the cars coming back up on the lead flag lap. We have 8 on the lead lap right now with only 2 cars, 1 lap down.
Yeah, it looks like right now, yeah, you're saying we have 3 cars, 1 lap down. Eric Esser in the 37 machine running 8th now, and goes a lap down. As things roll around, James O'Connor right now your race leader, 1.5 seconds back will be Alan Westman there aboard the number 13 machine, and again another 11 seconds back, which I didn't think, or 12 seconds back. I didn't think that he was going to even be that close. Matt Kingsbury, after rolling around, just to show you how much a pit stop helps you there. Derek Eichstadt had some trouble on pit road, and so did 117 of Derek Debris. Those guys, indeed, from the race leader, 25 and 23 seconds back, respectively.
Whoa, the 117 and the 6 car just got in with each other. It looks like something happened to the 6 car, causing the 117 to go up into the wall. He saved it, and we are staying green, but man, that was really close.
Taking a look here, just seeing what Alan Westman was doing here. So I seen him up next to the 01 machine, but looks like they're kind of on different laps. I could be 100% wrong, but they are. 1 lap down is Nate Lagomi, and then he only got 6 trucks left on the lead lap, and one of those guys being Derek Debris in the 117.
Yeah, him and the Derek Debris was doing real good, and it looked like the 6 of David Blackbird just ran out of fuel right in front of him, coming down to pit road. Luckily, Derek was able to keep his car straight and keep rolling.
Definitely, it's good to see these guys go clean and green here, coming up on lap 122, 123 of 200. So just about, I'm going to say just about, we got 75, just about 75 laps complete from the finish here. Not quite yet, but 78 laps from the finish. Going to be 77 laps from the finish here for the number 72 right now of Jason O'Connor, your current race leader. Again, I don't know if he's actually came down pit road. He might have come down pit road the last yellow flag, so he's able to stay out a little bit longer. But James O'Connor, your current race leader, has led 7 laps so far. They're in the number 72 machine. Alan Westman running in second. Third is Matt Kingsbury. Again, Matt Kingsbury not that far behind these guys, about 7.3 seconds, and he keeps clipping it away there in that number 21 machine. Just watching some of these cars here as we're going down through, watching and see what's happening. Go down through. Let's go down through the lineup as we're sitting right now. This is James O'Connor, your current race leader. Second is Alan Westman, about 1.366 back. Then you got Matt Kingsbury, the number 21, running in that third spot, 7.416 back. Then you got Eric Eichstadt again, 14.566 back there, number 12, running fourth. Running fifth is Chris Miller there. He is a D25 seconds back there, 25.901. There, the number 9 machine. He is the fifth car. Sixth is the number 117 of Derek Debris right now. Seventh is Nate Lacombe. Then you got Jim Revis running in that eighth spot. Ninth is David Blackburn in that number 16 machine. Eric looks like he's holding it behind the wall there. Eric Esse in the 37 machine, and then Josh Peacock left running out in the speedway. If that's indeed the case, as I think it may be, the 37 may fall back to the 11th position. That'll move Josh Peacock inside the top 10, just driving around 18 laps down.
Yeah, looking around, there's not a whole lot going on the track. We do have Derek Debris. He's trying to save his truck and keep it on the lead lap there. Jason O'Connor about to pass him. I took a closer look at Derek's truck. It does have some damage up on the front from when he scuffed that wall. So he's a little bit off the pace, but he's still keeping the truck together.
And that's half the battle, is everything that goes on. You have a little bit of contact to the wall. Some of these cars are going to be damaged. Some of these trucks, I should say, are going to be damaged. And they're going to try to soldier on. But 21 of Matt Kingsbury is trying to come back up through the field. He's been quick here. It looks like somebody spinning in front of him. It looks like the 0-1 machine around and out on the back straightaway. We'll see what happened there. Nate Lacombe in the 0-1. We go to a replay, hopefully.
Yeah, watching the replay, Todd, he just came out at 2 a little too hot and lost it on his own, took it around.
Now, do you think that's from the damage, James, of the back spoiler there from the early contact?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, he's been out for quite a while. He's got a little bit of tire wear, and, you know, when that spoiler's bent up like that, you just don't have the downforce you need to keep that back end planted, and looked like he just gave it a little too much, and it just came around.
So you have James O'Connor, your race leader. You see a lot of these guys probably come down on pit road, but they come back down. Alan Westman running in second. Third is Matt Kingsbury. So we'll see if those guys will come down onto pit road and see what they're going to do here as we're on lap 129 of 200. Again, 61 laps remain. 71 laps remain. Boy, I'm getting ahead of myself here. All these guys come down on pit road. Definitely, you're probably going to see these guys all get 4 fresh tires because definitely battling it out here after a green flag pit stop. It's going to stack these guys all back up, though, there, James. That'll make it rather interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be good. Unfortunately, it looks like the 13 just rolled his pit stop a little bit, and the 21 he came in nice and clean. So we're about to see what this does for the shuffle. I'm kind of surprised Derek DeBreeze stayed out. I think he's just going to get his lap back right now, and then come in to get that damage fixed right after that.
Yeah, Eric Eichstadt stayed out also in the number 12 machine. So staying on the lead lap here, maybe just a lead A lap for the number 12 machine. Get some time here, Eric Eichstadt. Only got not to come down pit road. So it looks like Kingsbury going to come out on top of this one, though, in that number 21 machine. The race off of pit road going to belong to Matt Kingsbury here. But as these guys complete their pit stops, we're going to take another brief pause for the cause here. We'll be back at you here in just a few moments on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And we're back to live racing action here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Your source for eSport racing. Green flag underway here. Thank you for the quick commercial break. As Jack giving me a breather here. definitely to try to get something to drink. I know James had to step away to get a hot dog. Hopefully he'll be back here soon. But the 21 machine, Matt Kingsbury, up through the gearbox the quickest to the race leading. Chris Miller running in that second spot with the number 9 machine. Then you got the 13 of Alan Westman running in third. Fourth is Derek Debris. Eric Eichstadt runs in that fifth spot. Sixth is James O'Connor. Nate Lacombe. The 01 machine running in that seventh spot. David Blackbird running eighth. Jim Revis running ninth right now. Josh Peacock kind of closing the gap here on that Eric SRA running in 10th. So out of this event, so we'll see him pretty much eclipse there and go to the top 10. So we'll have 10 cars left out on the speedway here, and almost about, we're closing in on 50 laps remaining here. So we're coming up on, I shouldn't have fooled myself here so far, 65 laps to go. So about 15 more laps will be 50 laps remaining here. So we'll have 3/4 of the race done here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And these guys, attrition's been the story here tonight. A lot of selfies, a lot of contact to the wall. It hasn't been a huge pile-ups per se, but it's been enough to take out a couple of the contenders here this evening. But one contender that's remained strong all evening long, the number 21 of Matt Kingsbury, as he is pulling away here almost 1.5 seconds ahead of Alan Westman there in the 13 machine, who has captured the second spot back away from Chris Miller in at number 9.
I'm back.
And so James Grace back is announcing here he's back. Hopefully he enjoyed the hot dog real quick as he stuffed his face. He got me some food. But James, it looks like this 21 of Matt Kingsbury just trying to drive off into the sunset over Alan Westman. Westman was able to get by, and so wasn't James O'Connor or Chris Miller. But this Matt Kingsbury, I don't know if anybody's got anything left for that 21 truck.
You know, I'm not sure, Todd. I mean, he's doing really good, but, running that lead out that far, he might be pushing the truck a little too hard. That'll cause your tires to fade a little faster. You run out gas a little bit sooner. And he might want to start thinking about conserving those tires a little bit, trying to get it to where he can finish this race off with only one more pit stop.
Yeah, I think pit stop strategy is going to be the key here tonight to see who's going to be the top dog here at Charlotte. Again, $50 from BladeNote.com of iRacing credits going to go to the winner, as we got a battle for second between Alan Westman and the number 72 machine. Oh, contact, and they're wrecking here for a second as James O'Connor goes around hard into the outside wall. Oh, Jolly G. Whitaker's 72 going for a ride there. Tough break for him. Man, I don't know what to tell you there, James. They just it looked like the 13 was trying to pull a block on him, but man, the 72 was there.
Well, I'm going back and looking at it right now, and it looks like Josh Peacock in that 61 car got up into the wall, and the 13 of Alan Westman tried to come down to avoid him. And unfortunately, he just came down too far, caught the 72 car and turned him around, and up into the wall he went. And that's a real shame too. Jason O'Connor in that 72 car, he was doing real good. Definitely had a strong top 5 finishing car there, and that just ended his night.
Definitely going to end this night. That'll put 9 trucks left here to finish the last quarter of this event. As that is definitely a tough break there for James O'Connor. Now going to have to, he's going to finish up 10th, but not the way he wanted here this evening. Oh, Peacock down there parking. I'm not sure what it looks like. Peacock calling a tow truck maybe on the pit road.
I'm not sure what happened with Peacock there, but right now I'm focusing on our leaders, seeing how they do for their pit stops. Westman pulls in. His looks nice and clean, nice and square, so he should have a nice quick pit stop there. And Matt Kingsbury also, good entrance coming in, nice and square inside his pit box. That always makes it easy for your crew to get you straightened out and everything when you hit your marks dead on. So let's see which one of them gets off the line first. Westman's coming down, and Kingsbury actually keeps the lead. That's a good pit stop there by his team.
Definitely a good pit stop. We'll see where that's all going to shake out here after they go past there. Like I said, I was talking about the 61 of Peacock because he was coming down here. Involved in that wreck. I was wondering what the call would be. Maybe if something went awry there. You said he hit the wall. So he must have had some damage there. That's why he come to a complete stop there even before pit road. As he comes to a stop, calls out tow truck. So definitely a lot of damage to the 61 machine. So we'll see if anything happens there. But again, now after the pit stops have been complete, Matt Kingsbury, I keep calling him on and call him Matthew, but Matt Kingsbury, right on the 21 machine, he is going to be in position number 1. Second going to be Alan Westman there in the 13. Then you got the number 9 of Chris Miller running in that 3rd spot. 4th will be Derek Debris. Eric Eichstadt running 5th. Nate Lacombe in the 0-1 machine going to run 6th. 7th going to be David Blackburn, and Jim Revis going to round out your 8 cars left out there as now Peacock retires from the event, had enough. He's behind the wall, so he's going to finish up 10th. So again, 8 trucks left out there on the track here for about a quarter of the event left to go, so 50 laps. There'll be a 50-lap dash here to the finish to see who's going to take down this victory. And right now, all the cards and all the favors laying on, I believe, that number 21 of Matt Kingsbury.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to get really interesting, Todd. You've got, 6 cars still on the lead lap, 10 cars out running, and or 8 cars out running. And it's going to be really interesting with little over 50 laps left to go. They are going to need at least one more pit stop. I think their pit window is about 45. So it's going to be, is it stay green that long, and are they going to have a green flag pit stop battle, or will there be one more caution that gets them to where they're going to make it on fuel and tires?
We're going to have to see if they're going to be able to stretch it that far. I'm not 100% positive. I've never been a gambling man on fuel or even tires for that matter, because once the tires got wore out, I usually came down on the pit road, and the fuel usually lasted a little bit longer than maybe per se the tires, especially the way I run these types of cars, or even trucks for that matter, because it's definitely a different ball game to the dirt. You still got to conserve tires in the dirt, but here you really got to conserve tires in a 50-lap run because asphalt really eats up those tires. So I don't know. This may be the chance where I might pull off a 2-tire change into the pit stops and maybe make my way on fuel. We'd have to see, but it depends on where that cautions lie.
Yeah, and it really is. If that caution doesn't come out and you don't take all 4, you're going to burn those outside tires real quick. And it's just going to be interesting, that pit stop strategy coming up with the length of the race that's left is all going to put it down to that. But it looks like we're getting ready to go green here again, so we should have some good racing.
As we're down the back straightaway here, lights are extinguished. Adopt the iRacing.com Mustang. As he's going to drive off here to turn number 3. Here is Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Eichstadt Wraps 300 presented by BladeNote.com. It's been all afternoon long here. It's been Matt Kingsbury leading 56 laps here. I believe he's led the most laps of any car out there on the Speedway. That's left out there on the Speedway, I should say. The iRacing.com base car down. Waiting for that green flag to come out. It does so. iRacing flag, green flag out on lap 143 of 200. 57 laps remain here of the Eichstadt Wraps 300 presented by BladeNote.com. And Kingsbury again up through the gearbox. Here comes Chris Miller. They're motoring on to that second spot in the number 9. So Chris Miller, go ahead.
0-1 of Nate was about ready to take the pass there on Derek Debris, but it looked like Derek shut the door on him. But we've got the 13 of Alan Westman getting up around Chris Miller right there for second place.
And Miller's going to fire back to the inside there, the number 9 machine. It looks like a difference in the gear changes there between the 13 and the number 9. As the 13 of Alan Westman able to slam the door shut on the number 9 of Chris Miller. Derek DeBree still running solidly in that 4th spot. Nate Lacombe in the number 01 machine running in that 5th spot. As Lacombe looks to the outside a couple different times trying to get around Derek DeBree, but now DeBree takes his 117 to the high side, trying to get around Chris Miller side by side for that 3rd spot.
So as you're watching these guys go here, Todd, we are getting ready to come up to 50 laps to go. They're all probably thinking strategies and everything. What kind of strategies, if you were running with these guys, what would you be thinking? Stay tighter, save fuel, sit back in the draft with a couple guys and, just cruise? Or do you think it's time to start going?
I would theoretically probably sit back and wait, try to save some tires, try to conserve some tires, watching tire temps, different things that I go on here in the trucks. I'm trying to make my way towards the front here later in the portions because I was going to make out a yellow flag, but with 8 trucks left, I don't think a yellow flag is going to come out. And that's where you might see me gamble. If I can stay with the pack, save some tires, I'm going to come down and take 2 tires only there and try to outsmart the guys. And if I get late race caution, and I'll be in the race lead if these guys all pit. I should circle back around, but you got to stay with the leaders. Right now, Matt Kingsbury and Alan Westman. I'm telling you, if I was Westman, I'd probably take 2 tires to try to get atop this one.
Yeah, that sounds like a good strategy. With the 2 tires, you are kind of risking it. You're talking about 3.5, 4 seconds difference on changing the 2, but that can be all the difference. I'm back here watching the battle for 3rd and 4th. These guys are pretty much just in their own groove, while the leaders are just kind of cruising away with everything.
And they might be conserving fuel back there, just riding it out, trying to keep Kingsbury honest, I guess, maybe just to say the least, as the number 13 machine, Alan Westman, running in second. He is only half a second behind that 21, but Kingsbury definitely has the truck to beat here tonight. Like I said, led 63 laps, as now we've completed lap 50, so there's exactly 50 laps remain here at Charlotte. The strategy, the strategy's tough. It's definitely tough. This could turn into a fuel mileage race too.
It looks like our number 2 position, Alan Westman, he's kind of cruising around that top side, but he is holding a nice steady gap between him and Kingsbury. Our 4th and 5th place guys are all the way back 2-3 seconds behind our leader. And Westman, he's just cruising along. He's not going down too low. He's keeping it right through the center of the track. And I think he's just trying to carry momentum and not burn his tires out.
Yeah, definitely one of those things where maybe he's not going to burn his tires off and try to stay there, because you're looking at Kingsbury's lap 29.616 to Alan Westman's it was 29.761. So the last time it was Matthew Kingsbury 29.861 to Alan Westman's 30.144. So those guys got to be backing off a little bit, but the 0-1 machine of Nate Lacombe running in that 3rd spot, he's starting to work his way up here, able to gather it back in, and he's starting to track down Alan Westman there in that 13.
Yeah, he's been doing really good. I noticed that he's pulled Westman does look like he's starting to fade a little bit. Not sure what's going on with his truck. Maybe he has a little bit older tires on it, maybe a little bit more fuel, but they're just cruising around right now and holding their positions, just waiting for the race to wind down for when it's go time.
Definitely, they're flashing by. Looks like we have 6 cars left on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap, last truck, I should say, is the number 12 of Eric Eichstadt. David Blackbird 2 laps down. Jim Morales out there shouldering along, 5 laps down, but in the 8th spot. So those guys both laps down, but 6 trucks left on the lead lap. Kingsbury, Westman, Lacombe. Then you got Debris, Miller, Eichstadt, Blackbird, and Revis. That's your top 8. So all together, all those guys on the field still running around. They've pretty much spread out, but here comes Lacombe down to the bottom side of Westman. That's a battle for that 2nd spot. As Lacombe still holding on here. Able to move into that 2nd spot to 13, drop kick back to 3rd. Derek Debris is a good distance back there in the 117, him and Chris Miller. Miller right now running about 3 seconds behind Debris. So Debris putting on a pretty good, out of the dirt guys, Debris has been the fastest here, running 4th. So the dirt guys that are left, Derek Debris should be topping that one, but I'm not sure if Kingsbury, Lacombe, or even Westman run on the dirt side of things, but I know the 4 cars directly behind him do so.
Yeah, looking back, we've got David Blackbird in that 6 car. He's got a little bit of damage on his rear spoiler. That's probably making a huge difference there for his downforce and his overall carrying speed. So he'll probably sit back there, keep the car together, keep it on the lead lap. That's about all he can do right now.
So James, as much as I like to say it, what would your strategy be here coming in these closing laps? I know you got my strategy, but what was your strategy?
I'm kind of thinking my strategy right now would have been on that last pit stop. I don't think I would have taken a whole lot of fuel, knowing that I couldn't have made the whole race on a full tank and was going to need another pit stop. I would have lightened the load a little bit, taken 4 tires. That way the tires would stay fresh, a little bit less weight on them so they're not burning out quite as quick. Get the gap that you need, kind of like Matt Kingsbury's doing here, getting that gap out there, setting it up so that when I do come in for my green flag stop, I can take, half a tank of fuel, maybe 3/4 of a tank to finish the race off, but then I could also get all 4 tires, go out there with a fresh truck and just have a nice run the rest of the way out. But Matt Kingsbury, man, his truck is definitely glued down nice. He's out to 2 1/4 second lead over Nate Lacombe and Alan Westman. He's fallen back 4 seconds. So Westman, he might be running out of tire, but he's doing good. He's keeping it there. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see a green flag run out on the rest of this event.
And just watching some of these cars, they're pretty much spaced out here. As like I said, 2.5 seconds between Kingsbury and Lacombe in the 0-1. And you got another 2.5 seconds back between Westman and Lacombe. And from Westman to Debris, it's another 3 seconds there. So a lot of cars being spread out here. 37 laps of 200 here up on the, or 37 laps left of 200 up on the board here. So lap 163 comes up to complete lap 164. Again, Kingsbury setting a whale of a pace here, leading 77 laps. Almost, if he leads the rest of the laps, he's going to lead half the amount of laps here at Charlotte. And that's not some easy feat either here on the asphalt track. Because definitely these guys were pretty close here all evening long. Some of these guys, and some of them bowed out here and went home because a lot of the damage to their trucks.
Yeah, they have. Once you get about 30-40% damage on your truck, you're pretty much done for the night. You can go out and turn laps, but at what point do you just say, you know, it's time to throw in the towel? And unfortunately, quite a few of them gotten to that point. They've thrown it in, but we've still got, you know, 5 cars running on the lead lap, 8 on the track, and they're doing good. They're running hard, and they're just giving it all they got.
Yeah, definitely giving it all that they got, laying out all on the line here tonight on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Your source for eSport racing. And again, got to thank our sponsors here, like for the Eichstadt Wraps, 200 laps, and presented by BladeNode.com. Got to especially thank BladeNode.com. Use the promo code BLADE10. Head on over, get 10% off your first purchase there at BladeNode.com. Also, got to thank some of our other sponsors, Hanover Record Service. You can visit them on the web now through Facebook, or you can give them a call, 1-304-664-3848. Also got to thank iRacingIFlag.com. Jeff Brown and the gang do a fantastic job sponsoring and giving 70% back to the community that it helps. iRacingIFlag, you really want to be a step above the competition, head on over there and ask Jeff Brown how. Also got to thank Brian and Kathy Boyles of Boyles Trucking, BB Arkansas, the Boyles Trucking. Definitely visit them at Facebook and get all your trucking needs. There's a 01 coming down onto Pit Road. CCM Custom Designs and Engraving. Thank you to Jim Cummings there for coming aboard. Again, BladeNode.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds. South Texas Speedway, www.southtxspeedway.com. Also got to thank Hard Motorsports for our official quick time, TDR-racing.net. We've seen no turtles here tonight. That's different, or no leaders for that matter, but they're our official sponsor of that. Also got to thank Trash Panda Graphics, Jason Salter, Trash Panda Graphics. Most of these guys down onto Pit Road, the 01 service down and away. He had took 4 tires, so he didn't listen to my 2-tire strategy. He thinks this is going to go green to the end, don't we? James, do you see anybody else on Pit Road?
Yeah, actually, our leader just pulled in, Matt Kingsbury. He came in. He had a nice entrance into his pit. Looks like it's going smooth so far. He should be headed out and away. Chris Miller and David Blackburn also pulled into the pit, get their tires. Based on the time that the 21 was in the pit of Matt Kingsbury, it looks like he might have gone all 4 with a full tank, full tank, 3/4 tank of gas. So he's probably going to have a nice fresh truck. He did just go that lap down as Alan Westman just passed him. So that's going to be kind of interesting there to see what happens. If he went a lap down or is just coming out, Alan Westman might run away with this.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there. See what's going to happen here as we're coming up. We're just under 30 laps remaining here. I believe this should be the final green flag pit stop of the evening. As long as nothing bars here, these guys starting to separate themselves from one another and just watching all the great pictures that Jack is down there pushing all the controls and making things happen here. Like I said, thank you once again. I can't say thank you enough to BladeNode.com for coming aboard to sponsor this event and sponsor Full Velocity Racing Network again. A great race here. It's been marred by some yellow flags and attrition here. The trucks is a lot of these guys not accustomed to the asphalt side of things. A lot of them ran dirt, but definitely these guys doing a fantastic job. If I was out there, we probably already had 4 or 5 cautions here by that time period. So again, thank you to BladeNode.com.
Yeah, for sure, Carlos. Some good racing. What I'm looking at right now is just how unbelievably fast Kingsbury is. He caught back up and passed Alan Westman to get his lap back like Alan was at a dead stop. So we're going to see what's going on here. Maybe he's got enough. He can pull him in with 30 laps to go.
Looking for battles out of the speedway, man. It's just strung out here, so it's rather interesting to see what's going on. But it's just strung out. I mean, these cars, these trucks doing a fantastic job. Only 3 cars left on the lead lap. That'd be Westman, Kingsbury, and Lacombe. I believe Lacombe right now running in third. He is exactly 27 seconds back from your race leader. So he may be in danger of leading lap. But a lot of these trucks leading not on the lead lap anymore. So again, 3 trucks left on the lead lap. That would be Westman, Kingsbury, and Lacombe.
So I'm looking at the lap splits here, Todd, and this is pretty crazy. Right now, Alan Westman, he's turning like low 30-second laps, and Kingsbury is in the 28s. Every lap he's clicked off 2 full seconds, reeling Westman back in. He's 22 seconds behind. So he does have a chance to reel him back in if he can keep that lap split difference between him and Westman at 2 seconds.
Definitely have to agree with you on that one, James. Is running out of things to say here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. That's not something that I've grown accustomed to. But man, it's been a race here, to say the least, here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and got through our sponsorships, got through all the important people. I mean, talking to these drivers and different things before the event, they were all stoked to try to win the iRacing credits, the $50 iRacing credits put up by BladeNo.com. It's been a great race here. The first race we had here was with Talladega. You know how Talladega is. Talladega is a nightmare. As far as we started like 42 cars. I can't remember if it was actually 42, but 42 cars, and we had half the cars left by lap number 3. So it's been a lot more exciting of an event here. Of course, attrition has played a key role here at Charlotte and keeping some of these drivers down, and Derek Debris running in that 4th spot. Miller running 5th still. So Eric Eichstadt is still having a good run. I like seeing Team DWR over here doing a great job here. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Those guys are 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So those guys came out strong here, as or I should say 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Those guys came out strong. The dirt guys did. Chris Miller, Har Motorsports, representing there in the number 9 machine. So almost a Team DWR there amongst the top 8, but it's only the top. You got 4 of the 8, I should say, there in there. So we'll see what happens here. See if those guys can better their positions. But again, like I said, Alan Westman really trying to drive off here in that number 13 machine. Kingsbury right now good at 16 seconds back, and are now 15 seconds back for that matter. And then Nate Lacombe and that 0-1 machine a good 19 seconds back from your race leader.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting here, Todd, coming up on those last closing laps. We are within 20 to go, 15 seconds behind the leader, but every lap he goes, he's knocking off about a second. So it's going to be real close coming to the end of this race.
Yeah, that's definitely something we're going to have to keep our eye on here this evening. I was watching these guys and everything unfold, as especially that machine as he's starting to make his way back up through the 21 machine. So we'll see if he's going to be able to track down Alan Westman there aboard the number 13 machine here, as he's just riding around now. And it looks like Debris getting his lap back. Now he puts 4 cars onto the lead lap. So Debris to the 4th position on the tail end of the lead lap, as Alan Westman just trying to ride here. And then number 13 trying to be able to pick up the victory here in the Bass Pro Shops number 13 machine. We'll see if he's able to hold Matt Kingsbury at bay, because last time by 12.8, now down to 12.7. I mean, you got to see the lap times. As Westman right now with a 30.907, and then last time back Kingsbury 29.985, so almost a full second faster than Westman.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, Todd, is he is almost a full second faster. And, just thinking strategy-wise, he does have this big lead. You know, he's got some fresh tires. Maybe he's just taking it easy, trying to keep it, drivable, so that when Kingsbury does get back up there, he can pick the pace up and still have a little bit fresher of a car, a little bit fresher of a truck.
Yeah, it could be saving the tires, just making sure that he has enough here. 17 laps remain here at Charlotte, so we are winding down the 21 machine, trying to track down. The story is the 21 tracking down the 13 of Alan Westman, now down to 11.099. Is he going to have enough time? That's going to be another question we're going to have to wait and answer, because if he's knocking off a second of the lap, he should be right around up there with 5 to go. Now, if he knocks off only half a second of the lap, he's going to be close. I don't even know if he's going to catch him, but right now it's been consistently a second of the lap.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, is about lap 5 to go. He should be right there. I'm looking at Alan Westman's lap times. He's keeping them consistent. He hasn't really picked up the pace. So I'm kind of thinking his strategy right now is he's saving that truck, trying to keep it ready so that if Kingsbury does give him a challenge, he's got some meat left on those tires to push it a little bit harder.
Yeah, right now 15 to go there for Alan Westman, so it is winding down here. The last time by 8.550, now 8.433 through the last scoring loop. So again, Kingsbury knocking things off every lap here as they go through the scoring loop, now 8.199. So he's indeed faster. We all know that. It's one thing to catch somebody, sometimes it's another thing to pass them, as we got 14 laps remaining.
That was the first lap there in about 10 laps that Kingsbury didn't pull a full second off. So this is where his truck might be starting to fade.
Yeah, definitely only 8. I think it was .800 last time by. So yeah, it might be falling off because he's really blistering the tires there. The 21 machine, because he had a long way to catch at number 13. So I think we're starting to see the truck start to blister up those tires, starting to heat them up. But now down to 6.866 this time, last time by. So again, not quite a full second, but he's still taking out huge chunks of the race leader.
Yeah, definitely. And he's coming up on Chris Miller here. The question's going to be, does he try to pass Chris and keep going? Or does he get up behind Chris, use him for a bump draft, and maybe knock a little bit more time off of his laps?
Yeah, because we're down to 5.6. 5.6 seconds there, 12 to go. There, is he going to use the draft from Chris Miller there? Chris Miller was no slouch either, 30.857 last time by, but he still has damage to that number 9 machine from an early race incident. And it looks like Miller going to get down and out of the way. The 21 now going to set his sights on the 14 Jim Revis right there directly in front of him. One of the trucks that are a lap down, but Revis, I believe, will get up and out of the way too. The 21 machine stick to his groove. But it's also, lap traffic, what it does is slow up the 21 machine just a tad bit. Even if he has to burp out of throttle, about 3.649 for Kingsbury. Kingsbury has really reeled him in here. And I think he's indeed going to have enough time, because you can see them. They're both on the same back straightaway.
Yeah, this definitely has some potential to be exciting.
And Alan Westman goes around in a knot. And that's going to end that chase down, because we're watching the 13 coming off the corner here. I did a replay. And it got tail happy, slap happy, and around he goes through the grass here. Well, we can call it AstroTurf probably here at Charlotte, but we're going to call it grass here too. The 13 around in a knot. That's going to end his run there. As Derek Debris now going to move into the top 3, as the 13 of Alan Westman drops all the way back to 4th. Tough break for the number 13.
So when you go back thinking strategy, Todd, you think the 13 just took two tires on that last pit stop, which is how he got the big gap, and that's what might have caused him to lose it there coming out of the corner.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that I think that happened to him. He lost it when he got out of the corner, and unfortunately, yep, 2 tires, not good. 2 sets of things going on. The 21 of Matt Kingsbury able to be the benefactor of that. He didn't really have to wrestle that away either in that 21 machine, so he was able to get that rather easily. Inherits the lead here He's led 84 laps here tonight, going to be shy of 100 laps led here if he leads the rest of the way home here. Nate Lacombe running in second. Derek Debris going to finish right now in that third spot. So I'm not going to say they're going to finish that way because it could change here rather quickly. As you can see that when the number 13 won around. So Alan Westman back to fifth. So that was a costly mistake for that 13.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I just watched him take his pit stop. He came in, took all four, went back out on the track, turned about one lap, and came back in, put the car behind the wall.
Definitely tough there for Alan Westman. Going to go laps down behind the wall here, 7 to go. So Westman, I believe, going to finish up in 8th position. I believe all the other trucks will catch him there. So he's definitely going to finish up 8th there after running pretty heavy there for the 13 machine. Tough break as he was doing what he could to win this race. But Matt Kingsbury pretty much riding off into the sunset lap after lap, putting some more time down there to Nate Lacombe in that 0-1 machine running in that second spot. Is 3.5 seconds back, and man, 5 laps remain. So a handful of laps will remain here around Charlotte for the driver of the 21, Matt Kingsbury. So Derek Debris going down on the pit road in the 117 machine. He had the pit. I think he was out of fuel there. The 117 machine. I don't know if these guys running out of fuel or something going awry with him, but Derek Debris going to give up that third spot to Chris Miller. So I'll put Chris Miller in the third and then number 9. So good job for Chris Miller there. Getting around Derek Debris as the 01 machine of Nate Lacombe, I believe, going around, and he does so there. He loses it. Looks like he's going to call a tow truck. Oh, yellow flag going to come out. Yellow flag. This will change the complexion of this race as the Hanover Record Service yellow flag comes out.
Yeah, going back and looking at that, he just came out of the corner. Truck got a little bit squirrely and came up and tagged that wall.
Definitely going to be a different story there as definitely going to be a different story as things are going to change the complexion of the race. I don't know if they set the server up for a green-white checkered finish. I'm not 100% positive if that one down there. If we're going to go into extended time here, we're going to find out here in just a second. I believe that's what's going to happen here. As we see 3 to go up on the screen, but we'll see as soon as they go by that start-finish line, because that will set us up for a green-white checkered finish. We're going to see if that's what happened here, or if it was going to end under yellow flag conditions here. And we're just waiting to see here. That puts Eric Eichstadt up into the top 3. The 21 coming down on the pit road. I think we're going to go extended. Yes, we are. Green-white checkered finish here. So the 21 coming down on the pit road. Chris Miller, Eric Eichstadt, I believe is. We're going to see if he's going to stay out there. I believe because he was a lap down here. So I believe he's getting the lucky dog. So he's going to go around. And in 12, oh man, I think Kingsbury was the only guy left on the lead lap.
Yeah, Todd, that's what I was looking at there. Kingsbury was the only one left on the lead lap. Chris Miller in the 9 car, he's a lap down. He was the first lap down car, but he did come into the pit, so I don't think he's going to get the lucky dog. I think he was hoping to get a lucky dog, come back up on the lead lap, but he also just hit the wall coming out of the pit.
So the 12's going to earn the lucky dog here, Eric Eichstadt. So it does pay to keep it going. And it's going to be hard to tell you here is that that's going to change the complexion a little bit here. Lucky dog coming out. So you got Matt Kingsbury, and you got Chris Miller, Eric Eichstadt, Nate Lacombe going to finish, I believe, should finish up around the 7th position. As the other car is going to be able to pass him. So we got Matt Kingsbury. Then it'll be Eric Eichstadt who got his lap back. He'll start second. Then it should be Chris Miller, David Blackburn, then Derek Debris and Jim Revis. So 6 cars left out there on the speedway. Still under yellow flag conditions. Lights still on atop the iRacing.com pace car. So we're going to take one more brief pause for the cause here and come back at you for the end of this one. Green, white, checkered finish coming your way here at Charlotte here on Full Velocity Racing Network as we take a brief pause for the cause. And welcome back to the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing, and the Eichstadt Wraps 300, sponsored by BladeNode.com. Lights are extinguished. Green, white, checkered finish here. Extra distance overtime here at Charlotte. As Matt Kingsbury, the only truck left on the lead lap. So the battle will be between Chris Miller and Eric Eichstadt for the second spot. Unless something else happens here, something drastic happens, put another truck back on the lead lap as we're waiting on that iRacing I-flag green flag to come out. We see it. The drivers get up through the gearbox as Kingsbury, your race leader, dives him off down into turn to number 1. As the 14 machine also of Jim Revis right there. He's about 5 laps down or so. But these out there have been soldiering around. We're down the back straightaway. Into turn to number 3. It's been all Matt Kingsbury here, leading 93 laps of the 200 so far. And he's going to continue to motor on here. Chris Miller in the second spot there. He is 1 lap down to Kingsbury. He's going to try to hold on to it over Eric Eichstadt as the final lap going up here on the board for Charlotte. Here the Eichstadt Wraps 300s, brought to you in part by BladeNode.com. Has a couple more corners left at you here to come down the back straightaway here into turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, taking down the win will be the number 21 machine of Matt Kingsbury as he comes across that start finish line here. A well sought after race, leading 95 laps of the 203 laps that we've had here tonight. The extra distance green flag run. Chris Miller going to finish up in that second spot. Good run for that number 9 machine. Eric Eichstadt going to finish 3rd. David Blackburn. Then you have, I believe it should be, I think Nate Lacombe going to finish up in 5th. Fireworks going off. Nope. They're going to be Derek Debris to the 5th spot. Jim Revis to 6th. So what a great race we're seeing here for Matt Kingsbury. Dominating performance here on the front straightaway. He's going to earn the right to burn him down here at Charlotte. And that number 21, the Underground machine, the Underground Racing number 21, Toyota Tundra. Let's see if he's going to actually burn him down or not as he sits down here on the front straightaway. I don't know if he's going to here. That 21 machine, congratulatory Here comes Chris Miller into there. The number 9 finishing up second. And you have Eric Eichstadt finishing up third in thebladeknow.com. So we're going to take a brief pause for the cause. Get our drivers sorted out here and interview our top 3 coming at you live next here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Welcome back to Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. The post-race show here for the Eichstadt Wraps 300, brought to you in part by BladeKnow.com. I'm going to catch up with our top 3 here tonight, and I'm going to see if we can catch up with the driver of a BladeKnow.com truck. That's the driver of the number 12. That should be the Voodoo Child. Eric Eichstadt should be coming up here in just a second. We'll see if Eric can get a chance to we'll be able to talk to him in that number 12 truck. As Eric is finally joining us down here. A top 3 finish for Eric Eichstadt, the BladeKnow.com entry here, the number 12, the Voodoo Child. Eric, fantastic run for you here tonight, Eric. Used to seeing you on the dirt side of things. Put together a nice run, 200 laps here for you, and a great run. Tell us about your event here tonight. It was rather interesting to watch all you guys that normally run dirt run asphalt.
Yeah, it's a long race, Todd. As long I'm not used to stuff in the dirt. We had a pretty good night, or day, or whatever you want to call it. Just stayed out of trouble. Tried to stay on the lead lap the whole race. It turned out all right. Didn't expect to get third. I think there was some casualties at the end there, but yeah, all in all, it was a good time.
Well, sometimes that's half the battle in these extra distance races. The long races is where you want to be able to actually take down here third place finish. You want to get past that war of attrition, and you were able to do it there in that number 12 truck. Able to miss all the different battling and it's able to see. It's good to see a BladeKnow.com sponsored truck up here in the top 3. By Eric, what a great run for you, though. You really can't be disappointed in that. But like you said, extra distance for you. You're kind of not used to it. How tired are you now?
we practiced last night, and my wrists are sore. Come a long way from just a couple days ago when we started practicing for this. It's definitely a workout. I got a lot of patience. It's been fun though.
All right, Eric, as we're accustomed to here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, we give you the microphone. You can thank whoever you'd like to thank here tonight on the Full Velocity Racing Network. The floor is all yours, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. And I think Jack's on control. I think Phil couldn't make it tonight, but hey, thanks a lot for you guys coming on here, helping out Sam here at BladeNode.com. Want to thank Sam for putting this on. It's a good deal. It's fun. We've been trying to have fun with it, kind of recruiting some of our dirt side guys to come in. There was a few that showed up a little late that didn't quite make it. We were up late last night practicing, so we should have had some more guys. Other than that, I want to thank BladeNode.com for everything. Eichstadt Wraps for sponsoring the race here today. Thank you, One Graphics. Who else we got? Junk Fabrication, Full Velocity Racing Network, uh, and all the fans out there watching. If there's any of you left, thanks for coming. And we'll be seeing. I think we'll be doing another one again here sometime. Sam's got some ideas what he wants to do for the next one. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking home third place here tonight, driver of the BladeNode.com number 12 machine, the Voodoo Child, Eric Eichstadt, having a solid third place finish here tonight. But I'm going to send it down to James Grace, who is my partner in crime here tonight, to catch up with our second place finisher. He's got to be ecstatic. Chris Miller aboard the 9 Junior.
User was moved to your channel.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm here with Chris Miller, our second place finisher tonight. You know, Chris, you did an awesome job driving that truck. You know, watched you from start to finish. Kept it running good. I saw you had a couple rough patches, but you kept it there and brought home second. How do you feel?
Dude, I feel relieved. That was the longest race I've ever been in. But you know, the mindset going into this race was, you know, slow and easy. Yeah, you had a couple rough patches, made slight adjustments over the course of the race, just the truck would tighten up over the long run. We had a couple short runs there like early in the race, but I'm kind of glad it smoothed out. We had some nice runs. But yeah, I mean, to come from P8 to P2 is I think an accomplishment on its own for at least myself.
Yeah, that definitely is a 200 lap race here. That's a long event. Probably one of the longer ones I've helped with. How'd your truck feel there at the end? We noticed you came in, took the pit stop right there at the end. Were you running low on fuel? Your tires getting wore out? Just all around, tell us what your strategy was there at the end.
Well, I kind of made a rookie mistake, we'll say. That last caution, I failed to realize I was still a lap down, so obviously I was handed the penalty for you know, coming down close pits. But I was good on fuel. The stop prior to that one, I put enough fuel in it to make me go to the end. But that pit stop, I just took tires, and I mean, where I restarted, I mean, I was looking at the order and I was like, well, I mean, the worst I could do is third. So.
Yeah, and that was, you know, it was a good show there. I was wondering if they were going to put on a little bit of a battle with you guys for the second and third place, but it was a good race and all around, man. Good job. Congratulations on bringing home second on this long event.
Thank you.
Are there any sponsors you want to give a shout out to? You know, friends, family.
First and foremost, I want to thank my team, Our Motorsports. I want to thank especially Gary Peck for the setup. First and foremost, got hooked up with my buddies. Was in my buddy's Team Speak, who I've known since I was a kid. He helped me throughout the race make, you know, my adjustments and stuff. But I gotta thank you guys for, you know, for putting it on. It's been a while since I've been in a full velocity event, as I would know. You know, he knows me from over at Hire. It's always good talking to you guys. You know, thankful for what you do. Other than that, you know, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Chris. Once again, man, great racing tonight. Good show. And we hope to see you out here again. I'm going to hand it back over to our boy Todd as he is with our winner.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yes, indeed. I have made myself present down here in BladeNode.com Victory Lane, and with our winner here tonight, driver the number 21, Matt Kingsbury. Matt, fantastic race. You're going to earn 50 iRacing credits courtesy of BladeNode.com, giving out that prize here tonight. But Matt, great race for you, leading 95 laps. You had some challenges earlier in the event, but able to come through, and attrition took its toll on some of the other drivers, but you were able to stay out there, lead a majority of the event here tonight. Tell us about your race and what your strategies were to kind of keep you up front.
Yeah, it's a long race. 300 miles is something that's not easy to complete, and especially in these trucks when they get so loose in the long run. And they get pretty tight also right in the middle of the run, so I know it's important to give a lot of room, and I made sure I gave a lot of room to people, and I think that's the smart move to do when you're running a 200-lap race, because what happens one corner isn't necessarily what's going to happen the next, 50 laps. So just, being patient and waiting for my tires to come in and leading on the long run is really what I did here.
Well, it's definitely good to see. I see a lot of guys, and this is the first time I've seen you here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We do a lot of dirt shows here, and a lot of dirt drivers are here present tonight. But you seem to have this pretty much nailed down. How many laps do you have around a place like this, Matt, to be that fast?
This version of Charlotte, not that many. I haven't had the time to really put in running a lot of laps, so probably I've done most of my laps, I'd say, in this race, to be honest. But just in the truck in general, I've been running these trucks for a while. I've got thousands of laps in the truck, so.
Oh, definitely, it definitely shows here tonight there, Matt. A great race for you there. You're going to have 50 iRacing credits coming to you, courtesy of BladeNode.com. That's awesome. Awesome debut here tonight. Definitely a great race for you here. But I'm going to leave the microphone. The floor is all yours, Matt. Thank you, or like to thank you this evening on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Yeah, thanks for everyone, for hosting this event. And the guys, you guys doing the broadcast, and I gotta thank my personal sponsor, Spark VR, for helping me, throughout the season this year, and it's been cool to team up with them. If you don't know what they are, they're a virtual reality gaming lounge and bar in Connecticut. So it's a pretty cool place. If you're in the Northeast, you should check it out.
Now I'm gonna have to go check that out, man. I'm only in New York. My buddy lives out in Connecticut, so that usually announces with me here tonight. So maybe we'll have to check that out one of these times when I get out that way.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. They actually show some of our races on TV when we're doing them, so it's a really neat place, and they're supporting the sim racing community really, really well. And they're in fact putting in full VR rigs actually. So
Oh, that's fantastic. Definitely fantastic. So what was their name again there, Matt?
Spark VR.
Okay, Spark VR. So I'm going to take a note of that. I just wrote that down, actually. That's why I had to say it. So that way, when I'm out that way, I'll take my broadcast partner out there and see what we think of it. So, again, congratulations on the win tonight here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. You go down in history as one of our winners here live on the stream here. That's probably over, I'm going to say you're probably a 300 winner. Or more by now, since we've been doing this. So, again, congratulations, Matt. And, again, BladeNode.com putting together the 50 iRacing credits for you. You'll see that coming your way here. But congratulations on your win again.
Thank you, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the win here, the Eichstadt Wraps 300, brought to you in part by BladeNode.com. Driver of the number 21, Matt Kingsbury, taking down the victory. What a fantastic race there, James, and thank you for coming aboard here tonight. I should say this evening on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank you for coming aboard and helping me out here. It was a pleasure to have you in the booth, and same always goes for Jack pushing the controls down there here this evening, giving me a little bit of a break from there. They know that I can broadcast and push the controls, but I like to talk too. But thank you to James. James, appreciate it. How you feel now after having that first broadcast on your belly? Ready to do more?
Todd, thanks for having me out, man. It was a blast, but doing this long one, definitely, I'm tired. I'm ready for a nap after that. But I definitely want to do some more. I kind of am glad my first one was a truck race, so it had a little bit slower pace. Easier to follow. Once we get up into those dirt cars, that's definitely going to be a whole nother story. So I'm looking forward to doing some more with you guys as a as a special guest. And I definitely had a blast being your co-announcer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, James Grace. Thank you again, James, for coming aboard here tonight, this evening, I should say. Appreciate it. Definitely saved it as Phil out there tending to some family issues here this evening, and probably into Sunday. We'll see what happens there, because we usually have a double build on Sunday night. So we'll look forward to hearing back from Phil. Everything's going good though on his end of things. So again, got to thank BladeandNo.com for their gracious for making us feel so welcomed over here each and every time that we come over here with the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank you to those guys for letting us be a part of this great event, and there's many more great events to come from them. I do have a feeling that that's going to come to fruition here sooner or later here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll let you know, but for this broadcast here tonight, that's going to wrap it up here at Charlotte here. The Eichstadt Wraps 300 brought to you in part by BladeNo.com. Got to thank all of our sponsors one last time here. Before we go off the air, Hanover Record Service, iRacingIFlag.com, Voiless Trucking, CCM Custom Designs and Engraving, BladeNo.com. You got South Texas Speedway, Har Motorsports, TDR-Racing.net, Trash Panda Graphics, and again, thank you to my broadcast team here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm Todd Stanton, reminding you to keep the silver side up, the rubber side down, and keep that hammer down. We'll see you next time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Good night.